What is up, everybody? Welcome to the CAW Summit CAW Creator Wrestler Summit here where content creators unite. We got 4 guests today. Obviously, I want to give a big shout out to the chat, and we'll get right to it because we got a loaded up audience already, and that's what I like to see. Monstar, thank you so much for sharing it out. Jesse, we got some people over on the vertical live. You can always pop over to the full screen if you want to as well. We got Wally. We got Andrew Dubs. Prime Time. Cerber, what's up, Jacob? We got Project Shogun Jiggles. Jeff Matthews representing GPW. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's a picture of me. Stop that. Jiggles Infusion, great show earlier today. We got Tiffany in the building as well. Count Z is here. He'll be joining us on a later one of these on 15th. Every Sunday this month, Triple Beats in the house, we will have these where we'll talk about content creators. Kyle Young will be joining us on the 8th, next Sunday, I should say. And let's see, I think I got everybody. We got Iffy in the house, and if it ain't Iffy, it ain't worth it. Steffers, what is happening? CJ Jones in the building. Welcome in. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Nightbot will be dropping the links to my 4 guest channels as well, so I do want to make sure we promote them. Brandon Bones will be joining us. Great show earlier today from MVWF. And let's see, anybody else popping in? Lancey Pants in the building. Lance, you should be mad. You're not representing anybody. With Matt Storms in the building. We have Damian Payne, the Beast, who just joined, also doing great, doing his show. We got Black Ice, Brian LG. I think that's everybody. No? Anybody else pop in? My goodness, you guys are on it. So this will happen throughout the show. You'll get 4 different links. That's the 4 guests that I have today. Hopefully, it looks like it's just sharing odds is only. Let's see. Let's make sure they share everybody's. Duke in the building. Shout out to you, my man. How you doing? Welcome in. We will be talking about Efedding. I'm going to give you a little lowdown on what I do. Try not to waffle and waste too much time, but I normally do. I can come down a little bit. And let's see who else. We got Jake Bagwell in the house. Great to see you guys. And boo, Sasha Payne is here. Boo. All right. Holy cannolis. Let's see. Anybody else? Joker's in the house. Welcome in, Joker. All right. So last year we did this and we had 4 or 5 shows. We talked about a bunch of different people's companies. I have a bunch of paperwork I'm going to try to blaze through, pun intended, and just cover what we're going to do today, what we're going to talk about. Real quick, if you missed my announcement the other day, I made an announcement, talked a lot more about the gathering and the summit and things I was going to mention today, so I'm going to try not to take too long on those things. But we've created our own LTD Mandela effect, my little 2100 storyline didn't really work. So we're back in the year 2026, as you see right here. And it makes everything a little more even. Long story short, which I will keep it short, tried to put us in the future so people wouldn't say, I'm on this show, I'm on that show over here. And, I love promotion, which is, if you look here, all these shows I love to promote. But it became kind of confusing. Like, do you want someone coming into your show talking about how many matches they won on a different show and this and that? And it can be kind of confusing. So I tried to put us in the year 2100. It ended up being a little more confusing than I thought it would be. So let me make sure I got these turned on. Riley, Twitch, GPW. Let's make sure that those links, and if the links aren't showing up in the chat, I can always, there we go. There's Twitches. So they will. Okay. All the different links. There's 4 different links that'll show up. check out their channels, subscribe if you haven't already. I know a lot of you people have, but so we're in 2026 now in LTD and everywhere else. So everything that happened still happened. Let me repeat that. Everything that happened still happened. The aliens and the moon and, blowing up half the planet, all those stories still happen. I just needed to bring it back to 2026. So the idea behind the summit, bringing people together, having fun, talking about our role-playing game that we use, the 2K game, to transport it into I like to use the Dungeons and Dragons comparison because I'm the dungeon master. I lead the way, but you guys control where the game goes. The game controls the outcomes. You create your characters, design them how you want, from movesets to look to entrance, and then you send it in. I want to be the hub to bring all these people together and test out your wrestlers. Other places, they have their own little niche. Either they have a bunch of their creations and some others. They may use real industry stars. They may do a bunch of, 5 from this guy, 3 from this guy, 2 from that guy, combine them. It's all beautiful. And we have 4 really good examples of different ways to run Efeds here today. Different companies, different owners, different ideas. But the golden rule is if you don't like one Fed, go to a different one. There's something for everybody out there in the Efed world. That's it. It's basically, so, as far as LTD goes, I am the one that wants to take a ton of people in. And I always talk about 3 levels of engagement. This is how I think of the Efed world. You have people that play Dungeons and Dragons, big time gamers, writers that are really into their character, always, miss the show when they're not there and can't wait till it comes back. People that are 100% in. You got people at the bottom who are just happy to be part of it. Don't care if they win or lose, just want to be part of the show. Maybe they don't feel like promoing and getting into character as much. That's fine. I welcome the top level, the bottom. And then right in between, you got people that, and I understand people have jobs, they have families, they have their own channels, they have their own Efeds, etc. So you take the good with the bad. And I wanted to bring them all together. I do everything custom arenas, custom logos, custom movesets, custom entrances. I don't want WWE anything. And I've even changed a ton of your entrances because I get it. Your character wants the CM Punk entrance, so you just load up CM Punk on the entrance, and you got CM Punk behind you on your way down to the ring. I don't want that for my Fed. Some people don't mind. I don't want that. I want to try as hard as I can to customize this game and twist it and turn it to what I want. Not for kids, although there are some younger people that are in the company. The interaction is my biggest thing. You see the gathering coming up soon. That's 64 men, 32 women, double elimination tournament, over 40 companies represented in the gathering this year. I do roulette. I do the games in the chat. I'm always recognizing you guys at the end of the shows. I'll go down and read the top fans, all up to 50 of them. It keeps track of. And that's what I want to, that's one of my main focuses, is to include you as much as I can in the game. Obviously, you don't have control over what moves the guys do during the game, but you can set your move set. So I get it. It sucks because you can't really control the characters as much as you want. But my golden rule for Efedding is use what the game gives you. That's the easiest way I can put it. If you're on a losing streak, be bummed out. Put it into your character. Use it to your advantage. All right. Kicker in the house. Welcome in. Kicker, I saw you squeaking in. What's happening? And if I missed anybody else, I'm sure the mods in the chat do a good job of welcoming people as well. Commentary. One of my things that I pride myself into, as well as the introductions. I did for a couple years, a couple times, I've stepped into an actual wrestling ring and did ring announcing for a couple local indie feds here, just once or twice, not a lot. I could do it more, but with my health problems, I couldn't do it. So that is one of my favorite parts of the game. Brandon Ace in the building, welcome in. So if the way I like to do it, the music is a big thing. That tells a lot of the story of the character to me. What type of music, the entrance. Me and Chance Harper, when I first came over here, because I came over about the same time when we were in WU together, we used to sit down and try to piece together all these custom entrances to make it match the music and the character. I don't do that as much, but what I try to do is the announcements. So I use the reverb on my sound card, which is definitely a big plus. This is the sound card that I use, $35. If you want the link, I've sent it to some people. Very easy to use. It plugs into your PlayStation 5. It plugs into an accompanying device like a cell phone or a PC for music and other stuff on the side. And that gives me the reverb, so it sounds like a ring announcer. I want to bring you a TV product, something as close to a produced wrestling show as I can. That's why there's no meters or other things on the show when I do my shows. But the commentary and the ring announcing is probably two of the things that I really, really, really love, because it can tell a lot of the story of your character based on your entrance. We talked about that. We talked about entrances. The timing, like a lot of times I get used to a theme song where when the banner comes up with your name, I want to be announcing you. For Rumbles, I start throwing the reverb back in and say, Jake Bagwell has been eliminated. That makes you feel like you're watching a TV show again. So I do that as well. And yeah, if anybody wants a sound card like that, it's really easy to set up. It gives you the alternating voices. It gives you a bunch of sound effects. You can do the voiceover stuff where Eliminator, where it kind of lowers the music when you talk, but I don't use that. But you can monitor the music, because I know if you're using outside music sources, some of them are leveled differently. So you have to adjust the volume. You can do that. You can adjust your mic volume, everything. Use a headset, use a regular mic. It doesn't matter. The sound card does it all for me. And I had to go through a couple sound cards to get one to actually work with my PlayStation 5, believe it or not. Interactive. Being interactive means live chat first. Live chat is the most important. That's where you get to play your character. That's where the game is live and active. So that is the main thing. But if you can't make a live show, I get it. You have jobs, you have families, you have kids, you have your own Efed, you have your own YouTube channel. And for those that don't know, I'm not a gamer. I play NBA 2K and some, I like pinball games and stuff, basic stuff, shooting games, racing games. I am not an adventure gamer. My brother was that. He's the one that would win Mario in one try and win Metroid in one man and all that stuff. He was amazing at that stuff. But I wasn't one that played Legend of Zelda and went through, but a lot of you guys are. I want gamers here. Those are the ones that understand. YouTubers understand. People like Grinder Gang, Chance Harper, they understand. So bringing people like that into your company, they're going to understand a little more. But I also want those who don't understand. Listen, I have a lot of people in this company that aren't even wrestling fans, but they enjoy the Efed stuff. R-Man in the house. What's happening, R-Man? Good to see you. So the one thing I say to try to separate yourself from other companies, the way I do it is, obviously it's my commentary. I add comedy into a lot of it. Like, I take this very seriously and run it like a business. I don't ask for money, but if you can donate, that's fine. I don't ask for subscribers, but if you like it, you subscribe. The chat normally goes off on its own. I love it. But you have to, my advice, and this is one of the questions I'll be asking the other content creators, separate yourself. Find your own niche. Do something that separates your company from other ones. Some people run women-only feds or highlight reel feds or storyline-based feds. I love them all. And we got good examples of that here tonight. Some people just started. Some people are doing it for decades. So some of the things that separate me, I wanted people to have as much information as I can give them, because I would go into eFeds and be like, I don't know who the champions are. I don't know what the match card is. I don't know when my fight is. So naturally, you're going to get people coming to chat. When's my fight? Who do I fight next? Who's the world champion? Who's got the briefcase? when, and you're going to get that a lot. So my Wix website is one way to kind of alleviate that. So let me see if I can just real quick share. It's a very basic website. And what I do with this website, you have what is LTD. If you got any question about it, this article, this paragraph, I wrote 20 some years ago, and it still stands true on what the company is and what it's based off of. The Great Hall members are listed here. Those who have made it to the Great Hall that we honor. We got the roster, and you can click on a roster member and you'll get their digital wrestling card. These digital wrestling cards are something that I want to also kind of separate. Other people do the cards too, but you got all the information on each character. You got everything you need to find out if you're doing a promo against someone. We have our championship history here, so you can find out. And I need to update some of this maybe, but your stable war champs, your world title history. It's a pain in the ass to update this, but it gives you guys what you need to know about what's going on. And I don't get a million questions in my chat. The homepage is pretty much simple. Champions, match cards, the roster, the magazine cover, the latest monthly events that we're going through, all the tag teams, all the Great Hall members. But that's just something I wanted to show to give you everything you need to play the game. Like, you can't play Dungeons and Dragons without your character information and some dice, right? So I want to give you the tools to make it easier. Chad's in the house. Welcome in. Yeah, congratulations on your niece too. I saw that on another stream as well. So I do the website. I have a merchandise store. Let's take a second to check it out. TeePublic is what I use. And I do this. I don't do this for money. I do the TeePublic store because people wanted their own merchandise. So now you can go onto my TeePublic store. You can get Cougar, Steffers, The Wolf's Den, Sunshine Marigold, LTD labeled stuff, Miss Jiggles, Cowboys from Hell, The Blaze Radio, Gift of Gab. You can get your own digital wrestling card, front and back on a t-shirt. And at the bottom, you got mugs and shorts. Oh, I didn't know they had shorts. Socks and all kinds of crazy stuff. So the TeePublic store was made to give you guys the opportunity to have your logo on gear. Let's face it, merch is coming. I don't know if I uploaded it yet for Jeff Matthews. But that just gives you another thing. And these aren't things that I wish are exclusive to LTD. If you want to do it, do it. Go out and get your own merchandise page. It's free. Get a Wix website. It's free. I don't pay anything for that. There's limitations on how many things you can upload and stuff. Yeah, I don't even want to put stinky butthole stuff on my... What's up, Miles? Good to see you, man. We got 40 in the chat, man. That's unreal. 42. Make sure you guys... This is why we do it. To bring people together, share love. In the description is all 4 of my guests today's links, also in the chat. So make sure you check them out. The digital wrestling cards, I was going to do them now, but they'll be out of date by the time I'm done with them when 26 comes out. So later on, late spring, early summer, brand new digital wrestling cards. I'll give you one hint what the design is like. See the background? I use that for the cards a little bit. Custom characters, custom arenas, custom shows, collector cards, interactive chat games like roulette. Those are the things that I like to try to do to separate myself from other competition. And it's not really competition because we're all different. We're in this together. But it is. We all want as many viewers as we can get for our show. That's why I do the raids. That's why I share people's links. Daniel Barry, welcome in, my friend. There are some rules to LTD, but I don't have a lot. I don't want religion or politics in anything. Sure, anything can be kind of conversed into a religious or political thing, but we don't want anything that divides. You don't need that in your promos. We don't need that in our storylines. Other places, they might use that stuff. More power to you. We don't do it. No physical attacks in the live chat. Save that for the fights. When you do, unless you have it like pre-planned. People jump into my DMs and I want a storyline, I'll work with you. The mods are in the chat to help everything out. Don't play too hard. Get into character, but don't let it affect you in real life. I've had people get a hold of me and be like, man, this is stressful. It's triggering my anxiety and my depression. Take a break. Please step out of the Efed game for a while if it's affecting you in real life. This is a getaway. I always call it escapism. I say it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you are, or how you are. And that should cover everybody. Differences are beautiful. We embrace them. We bring together and have some fun, right? And loyalty is currency. This shirt is available on the TeePublic store. I don't need your money, but if you have money to give to the company and to the show, I'll put it right back in, and I'll give more prizes in the next game night. Stuff like that. What's up, Temple? How you doing? Welcome in. But don't play too hard. Don't let it affect you outside the game. But I want you to get into characters. Some people's characters are an extension of themselves. Some people's characters are 360 degree from themselves. It's your fantasy. Live it however you want to. Communication. We talked about this last year on the summit, and that's from owner to player and player to owner. I used to say, hopefully you'll find out how I do my show just by watching it. Now I jump into DMs a lot more. The communication, both from owner to player and from player to owner, is so important. I have a million things open for DMs at all times. If you guys would see my DMs, you'd think I'm insane. If you see my setup, you'd think I'm insane. I am. I'm insane for this art form. And yes, it's an art form. Back in 2017, I studied it for 9 months before I started, but I already knew what I wanted to do. I already knew where I wanted to go, and I accomplished most of those goals in the first year or two. Now, it's about you guys helping take this to another level. Birdie's in the house. What's up, Raven? Great to see you. Communication, group chats, websites, Discord. Discord's the place to be. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not in my Discord, you're getting left behind. Discord, my Discord is secure. Nobody that's not in the company is in the Discord. Everyone that has someone associated with the company is in the Discord. It's for us to play the game. Drop your promos, but I'll share stuff that's great with everybody else. Let's see. Character creation, from entrance to theme to move sets to your story, your backstory, your history. It's all important. To the promos on how you convey your character. That we talked about in the third summit last year when I brought Cougar, Goddess, Cassie, Tiny, Mordrin, Chance, and Count. I'm insane. I'm literally insane to bring all of them. And that was fun. It was a great round table talking about a player's perspective. Tonight, we're going to get more of the owner's perspective, but we'll get into the player's perspective too. Move sets. Things like personality traits are very important. Make sure you set them. It affects how your character acts. Your signatures, your finishers. You saw on the digital card, they're on there. Those are important. I want nicknames for them because that helps me. Naming the moves, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to call your spear a spear. I'd rather call it something different. Even something like Emily, hers is the golden spear. It's just a little different. It adds more individuality to the show. Personal sliders. So making sure the character is fighting the way you want it to. Setting the game sliders and your regular sliders. So that's about it. That's all I have. I did get through it, and we're not even to half an hour. So couple things I wanted to show. This is history of LTD right here, and I love showing this because these are all people that have come and gone in LTD, and also Great Hall members, which are now available. This means a lot to me. These people aren't in the company no more, but they're part of the history. They're how we got to where we are. all these names you see, you may recognize some. There's a bunch that I'd love to have back if they're available. There's a handful I'd never bring back, but I still love them personally. Sometimes within the game, certain personalities don't fit with what the showrunner wants to convey, but we are a game. We are a video game. And the game controls the outcome. Once again, the golden rule, make sure you accept what the game gives you and run with it. Now, this is fun because especially when the slideshow goes up for Ben, because he's done something similar with his roster to kind of show it off. Back in the day, there was a game called Nintendo Pro Wrestling. That was my favorite wrestling video game. Very basic, but that's my speed. I would sit there and play forever and try to get to that great Puma. This is what I did when LTD was early stages. And this is, most of these are WU screenshots that I've used. This is like right when the game first started. And I didn't even know I could take screenshots on the PlayStation and transfer it over. So a lot of characters here. You see Judgment suplexing Paragon of Greatness. And the referee is just the Grim Reaper of LTD. You'll see Chance Harper in the front, Super Nacho, the old Blaze. You see there was very limited gear that you could put on in WU, but you got to pick which moves you've used in each fight in W. There's a give or take, but we still celebrate W. LA is still welcome to join one of these summits, Lord Amadeus, because they still run W back up and running. And it's a great wrestling video game for people to play. Chance doesn't like this Chance here on the bottom left, but I figured I'd update this image with what we have now. I shared it in social media because if you look in the bottom, see the Blaze Radio logo? Inside of the O is fucking Radio Rex. And I say his name once. I don't want that on that logo no more. I've evolved the logo as well. Let's take a look at the 2026 video game. I have to change it because it says 2101. But look at the referee. Even the referee is updated. How about that? But now you have Count Z suplexing Digital Dog, who was in our finals of our gift to Gab. Let me actually remove the comments. Oh, we got Vince McSham in the building. Vince will be joining us for one of the upcoming summits. Vince McSham has been doing this Efed thing for about 25 years. So you see, I tried to get as many. So if you're not on the poster, I'm sorry, but I shoved as many as I could. Goddess of Pain is in the house as well. Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up if you haven't already as well. So here you have, and I even went far enough to give Count Z his ridiculous gear with the little skulls on it. You like that, don't you, Count? But this is something a little fun I wanted to do to include us all and also realize we're throwing back to a long, long time ago in wrestling video games, and we've evolved it to what we have now, which is something pretty amazing. I've used the magazine covers. I did that back when we had LTD in the Facebook world, but now the magazine covers are great. And you'll see Ben has an example 1-2 in his slideshow where it gives your audience something where they can summarize what's going down. Like, as you see there, you can see who won the gift of Gab. You see upcoming headlines of other stuff going on. You see the upcoming events. And I put it in comic book style and release those every once in a while. Just a little added flavor so you guys can have a little more information about the Federation. One last thing before we get into our guest, The Gathering, coming up soon. All the logos you see here, I know I have to update a couple more, but it's very tedious because I've got to update the backgrounds and then the actual 2K arena and all the posters and the video for the intro and everything. But I've tried to get as many updated logos as I can. I'm glad to have 40 active or soon to be reacted companies. Riley's could be on here too because he's coming back. So I don't have his on here. It could be thrown back up there again. But it is very tedious for me to do all that. But I do it because it adds that individual look that you're looking for to identify your company. Dubs, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. So we're going to bring on some guests. We're going to talk about, I got a couple quick questions to interview them and ask them about their company. And then we will talk about 2K26. And we'll have a little roundtable discussion on 2K26 with all four of my guests. And I do have some introduction stuff. But before we do that, I was going to go to a commercial, but this is where it gets tough, and I don't want to get emotional. We did lose one of our Efed runners recently. Whew, I'm an emotional dude. I always cry when it comes to stuff like this. So I played this once on one of the last Get Blaze show, and I just want to pay respects to one of our fallen heroes, a fellow Efeder, showrunner as well, and just play this video for our friend Hunter McIntyre. Rest in peace.
You know, I've been waiting on this my whole life, Slim. You my homie. Let's make shit happen. This is my time, my grind. Promise I'ma do this right. Open eyes, see the sign. Now I give it all I got. This is not what you think. This is nowhere near a game to me. It's the air that I breathe in my wildest dreams. Seems out of reach and a little far from my grass. Times past used to fall on my ass. Every time, heavy grind, getting mine till I reach the finish line. Never die. Tell you why I stay prepared like my life's on the line. And I'm fixing to crash and burn. I'm taking turns for the worst. Learn what was really worth. Putting first, never hurt people that you love. And if you can't do that, you should give the game up. Straight up. This is my life. Give it everything I got. Live right out of sight. Shining in the limelight. Bright minds think alike. That's how we feel a team. Now it seems that we be ready for the real thing.
Join us as we pay our respects with the 10-bell salute. Thank you.
That's what we do. We immortalize those that are gone. Hunter was I wasn't as close as some of you guys were, I'll be completely honest, but those interactions I did have with him, very, very, very appreciative when you were in the FCW streams chats. Loved having Hunter and LTD. And one thing about him too, he wore his cross that he bore as a badge. He was in a wheelchair, and he literally had a wheelchair logo for his character. Like, that is respect. And we've lost others. Dr. Payne, a lot of you guys remember, DFA, Jack Bayou. We've lost Bad Jan, other wrestlers, and a lot of you guys have had people that have lost as well. If I have this platform and I'm not using it to memorialize and immortalize people that we've lost, I might as well not even do this. So that means a lot. And like I said, I didn't know him that much, but any interaction I had with him was amazing. And I know WU used to do a great job of immortalizing people as well. And I thought about not doing that video here because I'd get sad. But that's true emotion. That shows this is a game, but it's also a very important thing. And a lot of love for, I knew of Dr. Payne and WU, but this is what we do, is immortalize people if we can. And hopefully you guys do the same for me when I'm going to. And have a good laugh, because that's what I want to do. I always say, whether you're laughing at me or with me, you're smiling. And I want to bring smiles to people's faces. That's what we do. No other way to flip the script than to bring in laughter and fun with my first guest. So we will pay honor to this guy first. I do give him some of the credit for helping us bring Gift to Gab, because I just remember the promo where dude's walking down the street with a title on his shoulder talking about leaning towards death wrestling. And it was something I always wanted to have, promos in LTD, but promos are just part of the fun. If you have promos without the fights, what is it worth? If you have fights without the promos, you can do that, but it definitely adds a lot. And all four of my guests know very well how important promos and people conveying their character can go a long way. So, my first guest, we have two little videos to show for him. He recently retired from LTD, but became a referee. Also, in real life, training to become a wrestler, has become a referee with some of the top stars in the industry today. Also, a manager, bringing his own faction into indie wrestling up there in good old New York, as well as getting his scrawny little ass in the ring and fighting people as well. And I give him credit for it. He's busted his balls. He's put in the work. And it's a perfect example of the guy's built rings. He's cleaned up after Indie Feds shows. He's done all the grunt work to work his way up. So we honored him as a Great Hall member in character. On my nerves, I didn't want to do it. But he brought a lot to this federation. And he'll tell you, I was one of the first ones to give him a second chance in this world. And he proved himself over and over and over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, a Great Hall member. Here's his video as we brought him in, Riley Wolf.
The man of 1,000 faces. Riley Wolf, the smartest man in professional wrestling. The man of 1,000 faces. Riley Wolf.
Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Oh man, the the Hawaiian pizza war games was great. Pineapple pizza. He's Italian, people. Forget about it. So I put him in a good in a war games where the loser had to eat pineapple pizza. I kind of forgot to mention that I don't mind pineapple pizza, but it so happens my man K Dog brought home the win. We got the win to war games, and Riley had to eat crow or eat pineapple pizza live on stream. It was great. It was great. It was great. And that just shows you some of the fun and weird shit that we do. You saw him with Matt Cardona in the ring there is one of the first pictures that used to come. Now there's pictures all over the internet of him refereeing or interacting with some of the biggest stars in the wrestling industry. But he's also one of us. He's an Efeder. He's a player. And then he also had Dudleyville wrestling, and then he turned it into something really interesting. I'd like to think I had a little bit of something to do with it with the roulette to get him to grab an old game that had casino in it and turn it into something special. Hopefully he's considering bringing that back too. We might have breaking news today. So here is his little channel video that he did for his unique spin on the Efed world.
Are you ready to step in the ring and test your luck? Then welcome to There's a Belt in My Hand, the YouTube channel where wrestling, video games, and gambling collide! If you are a fan of wrestling, video games, gambling, and just a plain old good time, you don't want to miss it. Click that subscribe button and join me on youtube.com/There's a Belt in My Hand. Hope to see ya in the casino.
I thought he was going to say see in the streams there for a second, steal my line. He kind of caught himself and changed it. I dig it though. Yeah, but it was really cool. He actually even did a stream where he brought indie wrestlers and played Hold'em on a real poker table with interaction between the wrestlers and stuff. It was fucking brilliant. Enough blowing smoke up Riley's ass. He's been so busy in real life with pro wrestling, he hasn't been streaming for a while. So this little interview, shit, his intro might be longer than the fucking interview. But we'll get more in depth on the other guys too. But we want to get an update on where he's been, what he's doing. Let him promote, and also give us a little info on RWLM. I got to say it in my head to get it right. That's just like the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast with odds and those guys. I always fuck that up. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit too. All right. Anybody new? Anybody new in the chat? We got Nightbot dropping links for the gathering and everything. You guys hanging tight? You guys having fun? Let's bring it on. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you get to hear this again. Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest.
The man of 1,000 faces.
I'll give him the man of 1,000 faces, but not the other saying he says. Ladies and gentlemen, Riley Wah.
It's that RILEY here on the Cause Summit Podcast to bring you a good time talking about the amazing world that helped me get into the professional wrestler that I am today.
All right, well, there you go. There you have it. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. It's good to be back. It's good to be able to talk about my experiences and what's led me to where I am today, because I would not be where I am today without this amazing community that helped me shape into the man I am today.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's a crazy story, and we've kind of watch it happen. Like it's weird. Like a lot of times, like I've done the ring announcing, so I've been in touch. I've been in the back. I know a lot of wrestlers. If you guys used to watch WrestleSense, I got friends that have been through the industry that were promoters and wrestlers and whatnot. And to go from the ground up to do all this, and you kind of already had a little fan base going into it. You know what I'm saying? Because from this Efed world, and we know the Chris Dangers and the BDEs of the world that were streamers and are now in professional wrestling as well. So it's something that's becoming a little more because people will start out playing the game, maybe doing an Efed, being in an Efed. It's not as, oh, that's just a game as it used to be. So real quick, before we get into the Efed part, give us an idea of where you're at right now in your career now. Like I said earlier, referee, manager, and wrestler. And just fill us in on where you've been and what you're doing now.
So 2026 is a very big year for me personally. I'm going to be putting all of my effort into my wrestling and my managing. So for the foreseeable future, I will not be refereeing. I've done almost everything there is to do as a professional wrestling referee that I, as a 6-foot scrawny dude, could be doing. Because
let me cut you off because let me cut you off because this man got to do "What's Up" with Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, or whatever, and that was classic. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to be able to top that. I was in the ring with one half of the greatest tag team of all time, in my opinion, in Bully Ray, and like to have that moment, it's like, yeah, there's nothing I could be doing else that can top that. So I was going to stop after that match, but like I had commitments to do, so I made sure to actually finish my commitments and say in 2026 I'm going to really focus in on getting more matches with notable names or managing stars that can face these notable names, so I have a little bit more on my repertoire. Because right now my wrestling resume is ref this person, ref this person, ref this person. And a lot of the criticism I get is, oh, but you just ref them, which I call bullshit on that. It's an awful one.
That was in the slideshow.
Oh, yeah.
Lance. But yeah, you got a lot of support from us. You're probably gaining some new fans now that'll also follow you on social media and stuff, and to find out what the hell's going on, because it's a great story, and we're behind you 100%. As far as the e-fetting stuff goes, I remember when I first watched a little bit of Dudleyville here and there, and that just goes to show you the guy did an e-fed based off of Dudleyville, and he ends up in the ring with Bully Ray doing a spot, which has to be, that's got to really be something special. And then you get to know people, you get to know how it works behind the scenes, like I said, and everything else. But and we will continue to get updates. Actually, there is a poster here that we can talk about a little bit. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit more about this.
Oh, we're showing my upcoming matches already. Well, yes, this Saturday, March 7th at LPW Relentless in Jamaica, Queens, I, along with my big man, the Renegade, straight from Pittsburgh, PD Lakes, will be challenging for the LPW Tag Team Championships. The inaugural champions, Dual Focus, have their first defense against us, and we're looking to make some history by dethroning them and making them the shortest tag champions in LPW's very short history.
So you see at the top there, House of Glory, you guys would be a lot familiar with, but he's associated with other feds that are attached to HOG up there as well, which that's how indies work. You got to work as many as you can and get your name and your likeness and what you do out there. Oh yeah, by the way, if you see the name Franco Costanzo, that's this guy. So he doesn't go by the Riley Wolf name in there. Franco Costanzo, the last Bronx Italian. I'm surprised you got away with that Yankees logo as your logo there in your gear. It's
not no letter yet.
But to get to the eFed stuff, and we were talking about it a little bit before. I'll steal a little bit of your thunder. That content could be coming back from your channel soon, so you can now's your time to elaborate on that. And we know the Dudleyville was pretty much a regular eFed. Then you did the mix of casino style and the wrestling, and using old games and new games and such. Tell us a little bit about what you're planning on coming back with.
So yeah, I went from the mindset Dudleyville. I was already in the industry when I started Dudleyville, and I tried to run it like a professional wrestling promoter. I was very upfront with my talent and was very hands-on with it. But with Regional Wrestling Legends Monthly, which I named after a short
Somebody
series I
helped you
did on
name
the
that
channel.
too. Someone helped you name that. I can't remember who did it.
Oh my God, stealing credit for everything too, Blaze.
Hey, I gave you shitloads of credit on your pre-promo bringing me in here.
Yeah, I'll give you your flowers. I don't already give you flowers a lot of the
Yeah,
time,
true.
Blaze.
I know.
Yeah, it was a spin-off of the content I was doing to promote my CAW retirement when I wanted to focus a lot more on professional wrestling and realized that staying as a CAW wrestler might take away from a lot of the content I was trying to make as a pro wrestler. And if you do follow my social medias, mainly Instagram, if you're trying to follow a lot of my wrestling journey, is Last Bronx Italia, I think, or it's Italian, either Italia or Italian, whatever fits in the naming conventions. But if you look at my Instagram, there's content galore, and there's professionally looking content that I wouldn't have gotten to without being here. But nevertheless, I took a step back, but also I wanted to get back to the community. So I started this, and I had the idea of like, what can I do to make myself different? And I thought, let's do some casino stuff. Like Blaze said, I loved his wrestling roulette stuff. I was like, what can I do to kind of do that, especially because the Riley character has retired and went to open up a casino to make more money. So I turned that into its own series that would help the monthly shows. So your progress on the monthly shows would turn into success, or the weekly casino shows would turn into success on the monthly shows. But as for content coming back, there might be another switch up. I've done stuff as a wrestling promoter. I've done stuff as a content creator. I'm always looking to evolve. In my opinion, evolution is a mandatory in every industry, whether it is professional wrestling, whether it is this community, whether it is just in everyday life. You have to evolve in order to continue on and to stay relevant. So new content might be coming soon, and it might be a complete difference from what we were doing just this time last year.
So once again, and I'm just using myself as a very small example, knowing from the WrestleSense podcast and the three guys I did, a lot of other local Pittsburgh indie guys would follow us and I'd follow them. So for those that, just elaborate a little bit on what he said, to be a pro wrestler in real life nowadays, you got to keep putting out content. You got to put out promos. You got to promote yourself. You got to be your own promoter for a while. So like says a lot, and I've seen, Riley promoting what, he's reffing over here. He's over here doing this, or he's promoting other people that he's, involved with. And it's a lot of work to get your name out there in social media. And now to be a content creator, once again, looking to bring us something a little different, which I like. And from the things I said earlier too, definitely the evolution is a huge thing. I do want to touch really quick on Hunter. I know you kind of worked a little bit with Hunter back in the day, and it's one thing, that song. I'm surprised that AJ Styles song is not copywritten, because he gave me that song for his theme and I used it. And it's weird because it's touching, because the lyrics are literally, you'll never find someone quite like you, kid. I don't know if you have anything, your memories or, from Hunter, or connections with his Fed and stuff.
I honestly, I never got close to Hunter, but I always saw what he was putting out. He was a tremendous Fed owner. Like, his content, like, I was jealous about not being a part of it.
Yeah.
And what he did was like really good. Like, I would tune in every now and then, and just be like, damn, he is good. I don't remember we didn't have much interactions, but I always knew there was talent there.
Hell yeah. So speaking of the good and the bad, real quick, your favorite and worst thing you love and thing you hate about e-fedding.
So my favorite thing about e-fedding is kind of just like seeing the finished product out there and seeing the reaction from it, whether it is good or bad reaction. Like, you're seeing all of that, and it really, like, it helps you understand what works, helps you understand what didn't work. So when it's funny enough, when it's all done, that's my favorite part. My least favorite part is honestly the same thing in professional wrestling, the egos that we do kind of take part in. And unfortunately, the egos in this community, I feel, are kind of I don't know. I would used to say that it's worse than professional wrestling because there's no athletics involved in it. But even that, I would say, I don't know, same level. But yeah, the egos that you can find in this industry, probably not my favorite part of this industry.
Fair. That's fair. I meant to bring up kind of where I sit with this too. My favorite thing is bringing people together, and I've always said that a million times. That's like my number one goal. The thing I hate the most, I think, is, well, it could be the egos and the people that, I've kind of got rid of a lot of the bad seeds that we had before that kind of wanted to tell me how to run my own show and such. But I just want the game to do more of what I want it to do. That's what I hate. Like the frustration of not being, like, if I could literally piece together universe mode and say match, promo, backstage segment, interview, match, show me talking for a while, then, like literally produce a wrestling show. Because when I was in 2PW Prospect Pro, I know the guy who ran the board and everything too. So but when the matches were going on before, the first time I did it, there was 2 ring announcers. He did the first 4 or 5 matches, and I did the last couple. So I was in the back soaking in everything, watching them work the board and do this and show the next video for someone coming out. Like it, I love production, so my hands are kind of cuffed a little bit when it comes to 2K, because we're taking a game that's meant for little kids with their mom's credit cards to play the game with John Cena and CM Punk, and we're just turning it into a different world. So those are the things that I love and hate for it too, but it's a lot more love than hate when you have the right people around you. That's pretty much the bottom line. So, and we're going to bring the other 3 on. I got one more question for Riley, and then we're going to bring everybody on and talk about 2K26. What advice would you give to someone, two-part question, starting up a Fed or becoming a player in e-Fedding? Just advice you would give from your experience to someone running a Fed and playing in a Fed.
So starting up a Fed, I would say understand your vision, and try to be different. Don't just be a carbon copy of maybe something you got inspiration from. I have inspirations. Like DVW was very much an inspiration from GPW. I took a lot from him, and I put my own twist on it, though. I made sure that watching DVW felt different from watching GPW. And for RWLM, I was inspired a lot by Blaze and how he ran his stuff and how he was very in control and very interactive. I made sure to try to put my elements of it, I don't know. There was one stream that Blaze did that had light goals on it. I was like, I'm gonna build off this, and I turned it into drinking games.
Yeah,
my liver is not happy with me anymore.
Yeah, and you're young too, so take it easy. It doesn't get easy when you're older.
Yeah, and for new players, I would say understand your character, understand what you want to portray, for the audience, and make sure that whatever you portray can be done slightly out of your control, because there's a lot of factors that won't be in control, like the promoter of the eFed, like the AI for certain feds that will just do AI for opponents that might be better promos than you or might be worse promos than you. Like there's a lot of variables that can come up when you have this vision for your character. So make sure you're able to mold that character into something that can work around all these factors.
Good stuff. I mean, that's great advice. I mean, um, I'm not. It's coming from someone who now learning the industry, real industry inside and out, as well as being a part of this industry. It goes a long way. We're going to get to the next guest, which is a great segue. He just mentioned him. Grand Prix Wrestling runs their shows a little different than other different federations, and that's the beauty of it. We've talked about it a million times. So I thank you, Riley, and keep up the good work. You guys in the chat, I did drop his Instagram as well, so make sure you guys follow him there for more on Franco Costanza, the last Bronx Italian, as well as anything he might do in the Efed world around here as well. All right, so Riley, appreciate you. We'll bring you back here in a little bit to talk 2K26.
Thank you very much.
And he's frozen. Perfect time for him to freeze. All right, we're back. Yay. All right. Hey, got to make work with you got. We're back, everybody. Hopefully, I see some people left. Hey, you guys give up on me. Come on back. All right. Let me make sure you guys are back. Fixed it. All right. We hear you. There's Jeff. There's Triple B. Everybody back. All right. So my next guest runs their show a little differently. And I always tell people, when you go into someone's show, don't overreact to your first impression. Give it a little watch for a while first. So, Grand Prix Wrestling, I've been a fan of for a while. Sunshine Marigold, my daughter fights there. A lot of you guys in LTD have either been in Grand Prix or in Grand Prix now. But I give you a fair warning. When you go in there and the commentary is from the game, don't leave. Give it a chance. This is one of the best feds that, as far as storyline driven and the quality of matches through recorded highlight reel shows is unreal. You guys know I've done commentary for Ascend and Cutthroat and All Core Wrestling. Those who do pre-recorded shows, I got a real big respect for. And he's got great people helping him. He does great with what he wants to do with his federation. And I love it. I enjoy it. And I didn't expect him to join us this time around, but he is going to join us. And his representative, even though there is a handful, we've had Chance Harper and Tony Lee Williams, who work behind the scenes, represent Grand Prix in the past. We've had Duke Zinda represent Grand Prix in the past. This time around, he has handpicked his gathering representative, and that is Jeff Matthews. So, with the stripper song. It does sound like a stripper song to me. Sorry, Jeff. We got more GPW, a lot of love. Like I said, they do great work over there. A lot of good behind-the-scenes stuff. The Chance, maybe not great stuff, but Ben does some great stuff. And Jeff Matthews, yes, you have been hand-selected to represent Grand Prix Wrestling in the upcoming gathering. You can find most of the bracket almost completed right there. It's stripper song. And no, you can't change your song, Jeff, just because I call it that. Yeah, and GPW make you go outside of your comfort zone. Little different rules over there. Little different way of running. Well, I am pleased to announce that I do have the man behind Grand Prix Wrestling itself, the one and only Ben, to join me here today.
Yo.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it.
It's no problem. I loved last year's Call Summit. That was like, I have to do one when he comes back around next year. So I'm happy to be here.
And I'm glad you are. And that's kind of last year. I wanted to kind of, if for those who don't know, Blaze McCoy used to have a fisherman's gimmick, and I like to kind of throw out that lore and try to reel people in. And that's what we tried to do with last year's summit, is just, dip the pen a little bit into the ink and see what we get out of it. And I'm glad that it had that reaction for some people to want to be a part of this a little more and to share how you run your federation, because I think it's unique. And I think it's something special that you got going on over there. Now, do you want to do the slideshow first or the questions? That's up to you.
We can start with the slideshow.
All right. So let's take a look a little bit. This is Grand Prix Wrestling. And if you guys aren't already, make sure you go over and subscribe. This is the hey, Tiny's in the house. Mrs. U Takers here. Grand Prix Wrestling. Make sure you check it out. Subscribe. The link is in the description, and it is also in the chat for you guys to click on it and check it out. Like I said, I have Sunshine over there. I enjoy it, and you got to have a little more patience. You got to watch it because there's storytelling involved. There's a lot of feuds and stories that are driven through and carried on through the characters and conveyed in what I think is super tedious, but very respectful for those who put the shows together, pre-produce them, and put it out. I'm a live guy. I want to go live because I know if I get into video editing, I'll never do anything else, and that's all I'll have to do. But Grand Prix Wrestling, I don't know, Ben, if you want to talk a little bit about your roster and what we got going on here on the first slide.
Well, this first slide is from what I considered like in most wrestling feds, even in real life, like everybody has like that golden era for them. One that was like everything was just hitting on all cylinders. And this picture, especially, we were hitting something that was just truly, in my opinion, great. Um, from from the matches, from the characters, from everything. It was just firing on all cylinders. I mean, at this point, I'd say this was about like 2018 into 2019.
Mhm.
Um, this was when I was basically just like WWE. I was doing 3 shows a week with a pay-per-view at the end of each month. And I did that probably straight for 2 years. And it was hell, but it was a lot of fun doing so. First thing I want to say is shout out to Big Puma Gaming, CM Puma. I say it every single time. If it wasn't for him, there would be no GPW at all. He was somebody I followed on YouTube, and he started his own little fed, and I hopped in with Duke Zinda, and the rest is history from there.
How many do you have on your roster currently?
Currently, I would say just individual cause. I would say we're basically at 100
Okay.
total.
And you have them
And-
split between Formula One and Outlaw, right?
mhm, yeah.
Are they exclusive to those, or do you mix and mingle? Or you?
For the most part, they're exclusive, but for specific things, we'll mix and mingle. Especially when it comes to like the Women's World Championship,
Mhm.
that one has to be a little bit of a mix and mingle because that is the top women's title. So you'll have your women come in from both sides. Just depends on what we need at the time.
Angelita, also one of the members over there.
Hmm.
Let's take a look at our next slide here. Champions.
Yeah, so this was one of the very first set of champions that we had for GPW. And one of the things, like you were saying about trying to stand out more, one of the things I chose to do was to incorporate Photoshop,
Mhm.
Adobe Photoshop, and just use that to create banners, create posters for the show, just to add a little bit of extra hype for the shows that are coming in. And with this, just showing who the champions are, either by the end or by the beginning of each season that we did. Just something quick, something easy. Okay, if somebody's coming in, like what championship you want to go after? Oh, this guy seems interesting. I'm gonna head towards that kind of a thing.
So now putting these shows together, I think, in my opinion, those who do pre-recorded shows have some advantage over those that go live because you can literally piece together your show like I was talking about, put a promo here with the text there or a live promo, go to commercials. You guys do great in finding those old non-copywritten commercials that are hilarious or throwbacks and do that too. But tell us just a little bit about your process of putting those shows together.
Uh, Mainly it's just I have a film degree background, and so I learned a lot about editing with that, and it just seemed, for at least for me, to want a, a strong story-driven show. I couldn't allow the game to tell me what to do and who wins, because sometimes whoever wins makes no sense
Yep.
for the story, and that's just one of the things that I had to stick to. Is like I have to decide where this is going and stick to that a lot of the time. But that doesn't mean that I don't leave room for a pivot here and there. But for the most part, I gotta do what I gotta do, and the game's not gonna let me do that.
That's a
unless
great
I push
point.
it.
I mean, because that's the differences. That's the extreme differences I was talking about is like you literally have control of the entire story. I have to run with whatever the game gives me for most part. And that's another advantage I love. Like when I've done Corey's All Core or Cutthroat or Ascend, and I see the pre-production and I get to, all I'm doing is just doing the commentary. Like my hat's off because I messed with highlight reel just for a couple minutes a couple years ago, and I was like, now I got tons of more respect for people who sit and put the time together. But like me, I don't have control over the winners, but for you guys to do the stories right, you have everything kind of pre-planned out and thought about in the future. So you have some people that kind of help you with the storylines and stuff behind the scenes, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Chance and Tony, and even Lance to a degree at
Mhm.
sometimes helps me figure things out because I'm not perfect. I'm not. Sometimes I don't see the forest for the trees, and I think it's best to have other people to at the very least give their input to make sure that either you're crazy or you're not crazy about what's going on.
1,000%. And I learned that the hard way. I did it myself for quite some time, but then if you get more than your opinion, sometimes it's like you said, something you might not have thought of or a different way of doing it. And you're like, wow, that's a great idea. Let's run with
Mm.
that. That's why I've kind of had the LTD committee, which is like 4 or 5 people that I confide with behind the scenes. Hey, how is this? Or should I do this? Or give me your advice. So that I love too.
Yeah.
Now, was there any process in why you don't have a live commentary and use the game commentary? Because it
Um,
works. I'm not saying it's bad. And like I told people, if you go in there and you don't hear a live commentator, don't give up on it because storyline and the production is phenomenal. So is there a reason that you don't have regular commentary or anything?
the main reason is just time. I work regularly, even right now. I'm a mail person. I deliver
Awesome.
mail. I'm working 5 6 days a week.
How long have you done
And
that? My uncle used to do that, and I know benefits and everything are really good the longer you're there.
oh, it really is. I've been doing it 3 years now,
Sweet.
and and that was the reason why. Like even now, like I said, I used to do 3 shows a week with a pay per view at the end of the month. I had to cut that back hard because I'm burnout. Just burnout is a real thing. It's happened to me twice, and it's just like I had to pull back on this kind of stuff. And one of those things was live commentary. I used to do the live commentary usually exclusively for the pay per views. People who know GBW know my signature and for everything and anything that happened.
That's
And
good.
like I loved it, I enjoyed it, but it was time consuming, and that's the only reason why I had to stop.
That's fine. And the only reason I continue to bring it up is because I know a lot of people out there that they'll say, if I go to an Efed and it's the game commentary, I'm out of there. I don't want anything to do with it. And I'm like, don't do that. This is the exception to the rule. A lot of their places, they do that. But the way you do it, it works 1,000%. Like a lot of people think you lose quality if you don't do that. I disagree. I mean, because of watching how you convey it, I can still get totally into it. And the chat and the story is what's big too. Like in between the matches, you
Mhm.
have a picture and you have the text for the promo there, and you're telling more of the story. So it's like it's phenomenal, and I really respect everything that you do and how you get it to show. And
Yeah.
and I don't want to give
Even
credit to Chance and Tony, but I will.
Yeah, but I mean, even more recently, with our current storyline with MVP, money, vanity, and power, I switched things up by having Duke Zinda's little brother, Todd, who used to be head of production,
Mhm.
and he's now the assistant general manager, and he does commentary through the live chat. And it was like a shock to people because all of a sudden the GPW wrestling account is now being very mean, being very angry to different
Mm.
people on the roster. And like, well, that's Todd. Todd is doing the talking now. It used to be Will Bryce, who was a kind-hearted general manager, but Dylan Travis destroyed him. And now we're stuck with Todd and Chance running everything. So now you have a commentator who's gonna be a little bit meaner, who's gonna laugh when someone he doesn't like has lost, and he's going to enjoy every second of it.
And there's one thing I've talked about before, which I've tried to do is, and you do the same thing with GPW, is build a heritage, build a history that you can kind of bring back or refer to in the future. And you've done that over the last few years. I've watched it develop. Duke Zinda is one of my favorite characters. I've said that a million times. And his money theme is one of my favorite songs because I'm dropping money in a chat like crazy whenever he comes out because it's a catchy tune. It
Mhm.
tells some of the story, and just the way you convey it. And I always wondered what the MVP storyline is very intriguing too, how you're doing that. And yes, Chance will give you some credit.
And
So
there's always the funny thing of speaking of the money thing, I changed it up. I think it was because me and Riley came up with this was the because you're stuck with what you have with the video game,
Mhm.
but I wanted the dollar bills coming down whenever Duke came out. We changed it to where it's not actual money. There's Zynda dollars that can
Love it.
only be used at Grand Prix Wrestling merch stores, and you're just looking at a dollar bill with Duke Zynda's face on it.
That's incredible. I still have my Young Bucks from when I went to the AEW, and they would throw Young
Yeah,
Bucks down from
yeah,
the
exactly.
crowd. So that's what I mean. That's the type of innovative stuff that if you're out there and you're running your own Efed and you're looking ways to separate yourself, little things like that go a long way. Tell us about behind bars.
Behind Bars is the one pay-per-view like very early on. I believe that was season 3 of GPW, where again that was during our golden era. This is what I felt was like one of our best promo videos we'd ever done. This was when a lot of storylines from the past couple seasons like really came to a head with 3 different factions encompassing GPW. You had you had everybody behind the heel general manager at the time, Mason Prescott. You had those who were directly against him, and then you had a faction in the middle with BK, and they just wanted all the titles. And so it was just like everything was at a fever pitch. Everything was going to change um, after that show, and everything did.
Good stuff. I like it. I dig it. All right, what we got next? Tell us about this.
And the power couple, the top 2, Duke and Diane Zinda, my Triple H and Stephanie, my Miz and Maurice of GPW. Like GPW doesn't work without them, especially the later seasons. The almost anything that happens in GPW, they've touched it in some way, shape, or form. They've made Cody Hagen's life a living hell. They've they've been bad guys, they've been good guys. Duke has gone through such a transformation since I first created him. He used to go as a JBL Jr. and just copying off of John Bradshaw Layfield. And because of Puma and one of the feds I was in, Badger State Wrestling, we turned that into an actual character flaw of his. He was sick and tired of following underneath JBL because that's what he thought he had to do. And then he decided, no, I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to use someone else's name. It's my name, and you're all going to respect it or deal with the consequences.
Love it. And it's fake. Oh boy. Okay, I think we're back.
Yep, I think so. Yep.
All right, let me grab your slideshow again. That's strange. All right, hold on. Hold up. We got that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. Let me grab your slideshow again. Technical difficulties. Where is it at? There it is. All right. Got to roll with it. Where did I put it? Right here. Summit. GPW. Boom. All right. Let's get back to where we were. That's where we were. All right. I think we're back. All right. So I was talking about the magazine thing, and I didn't even know you did this before. This is brilliant. This is awesome. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, the GPW magazine, it was I had randomly found photojet.com because somebody else had used it and I saw it on Twitter. I was like, I needed something else to make things fun, just for myself, really.
Mhm.
Um, just to do a different thing to have a creative outlet. One of the times I got burned out, I had found a channel called XTV, and that's where I got the whole idea to do commercials from. They were doing that, and I was like, that's that little bit of extra to make it more of a show, make it
Mhm.
more like you are watching a wrestling show. And the magazine is just another extension of that, something just that little bit extra to give just some fun, a little bit is something different and new to stand out, like you said.
I think they go a long way because, like, even like you share that on X or Instagram somewhere, and maybe some random Efed or wrestling fan sees it and goes, "What's this?" That is like it's a hook, line, and sinker. It's a reel you in type of thing. Like, oh, now I can see. And like I said earlier, when I try to do my magazines, because like you've been video editor and stuff like that, I was always a graphic designer since college and my marketing degree. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to write commercials. I wanted to do that, but I got into logos and stuff like that. I have drawings of when I was a kid. I would literally take markers and make my own magazine, like WCW magazine,
Mhm.
and run my own Efed with my figures. So it's like to evolve that into this. I never thought that it could do this, but everybody, when you got wrestling figures, you have your own little world. But I would make my own arenas and banners and aprons and logos and stuff like this goes a long way for me. So that's awesome. And I think you got people in the chat that want you to bring this back too and do it more often.
Yeah, it's something. It's just another thing that takes time. But I've definitely thought about bringing it back, just especially for like probably like more so for like the pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah, it's a great promotional tool in my opinion. Like when
Mhm.
I don't know how many times, like when I'm done with an event, because I do the monthly events, and after an event, I'm like, well, I haven't seen a couple people. I throw this out, and they're like, holy shit, maybe I need to come back. You guys got a lot going on.
Mhm.
That's what something like a magazine can do. It goes a long way. All right, what's this all about?
This was another thing with just using Photoshop and using another tool to make things happen. Like nowadays, I'm able to use like the game to create more promo sections and things like that. But before that, before I learned how to do that, I used Photoshop. Just got a picture of an office, put the Formula One logo in the back, and had Will Bryce, the general manager, be right there. Pop that into the show and just put text underneath it just to have him there. Makes it feel like, hey, they're everybody's probably looking at the Titantron and he's standing right there, having to say his spiel, his promo for anything.
Goes a long way. Like I said, when you watch GPW, for those who haven't, you're going to get a pre-produced match that's going to follow storylines and feuds, but in between you get these little tidbits that make it like a TV show. And that's huge for me. That's just something I always look with. And nowadays, I mean, you take the good with the bad. AI can go a long way for things like this too.
Hmm.
If you like, there's a lot of modded universes out there that are becoming really good at production, like unreal. Like Virtual Wrestling Network, SWW. I don't know if you've ever seen them. It's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, no, I've caught a couple. And it's insane.
To take a cut scene and then manipulate with AI the mouth of the CAW to
Mhm.
literally say what they're saying, it blew my mind. Like I sat there with my jaw drop watching that show. It's like, I want to do that, but
Right.
I don't want to put in, I know how much hours you put in, and people like Corey and other people, Travis, that I've worked with before for pre-production. I know the amount of hours it takes. Just imagine how long. That's why you don't see shows like those every week, because it takes a
Yeah.
while to
Mhm.
produce them. So yeah, AI anymore too can go a long way. All right, tell us a little bit about Do or Die.
Do or Die is our next pay-per-view. It's one of the more innovative ones that I've had over the last few seasons. If not every match, the majority of matches will be knockout. We had our do or die match. You win by knockout. We have war games where it's it's just a normal war games match. We have the war cage where it's just a steel cage match, but there's no escape, there's no pinfall, there's no submission. You have to knock your opponent out. It's plain and simple. It's the more barbaric of our pay-per-views, and that's our next one coming up. We've already seen, and like you've probably already seen in like the last couple of shows, everything's starting to build to that. People are getting a little bit more aggressive. They're getting a little bit angry, a little bit more frustrated, and that's what do or die is about. It's the end all be all for a lot of people to show that they have what it takes, or they're going to get knocked out.
Love it. Great concept. And we've talked about this since I started my spiel at the beginning. Individualize your company if you can. Try something a little different. And if you're an EFED out there, like Riley alluded to too, like you don't want to be a carbon copy of a different Fed, but if you pick things you like from 4 or 5 or 6 different Feds to kind of mold it to your own, that's exactly why I'm doing this show, to share best practices and hopefully spread the love even more to even more people out there. So now we've talked about the company. We've talked about how you run your show. We've talked that it's, very unique, and compared to what I do, to what Riley does, to what you do, 3 completely different ways to do it, but all phenomenal. Like there's no wrong way to do it. Thank you, Frequency, so much for the donation. You're awesome. I appreciate that. That'll help me clear another tier in 2K26. So, but real quick, I want to know your favorite thing about EFEDing and the thing you hate the most about EFEDing.
My favorite thing about EFEDing is seeing all the different characters. Like I'm big on storytelling, and having different characters means like everything to me when it comes to storytelling. It's just seeing how people use either their backgrounds or just their fantasies to mold their wrestler into what it is. And that's one of the very first things I ask whenever anybody joins GPW is, who are you? What is your character? Tell me about them, because that's going to help me tell any kind of story that I want to tell. It's going to be great. Very much like you said with D&D. Big D&D fan myself, and it's just, I need to know. Tell me what's going to make your character tick, and the sky's the limit on what I can do. One of the things I hate is really just like, sometimes people gotta just understand how hard it is to do this.
I know where you're going with it.
It's not easy. It's not easy, and they have to understand like it's gonna take time, and like be patient. You gotta be patient with your Fed owners, truly, because it's happened. I've kicked and screamed at people because they have a complaint, and it's like, well, what can I do to fix it? And then when the complaint becomes like just ridiculous, I'm like, what? No. We're not going to have that. And that's what it comes down to. Just be respectful. At the end of the day, a lot of people think a certain way and think that they want things to go their own way. And it's like, well, there's 20 other people that think the same way. We gotta find a compromise in it.
That's a great point. Give your owner a little bit of leeway. I mean, I always say those that run their own Feds, most of them kind of understand a little more and give you a little more. But here's the one thing that used to bother me, which people have gotten a lot better with. If you lose a match or two and you take it out on the owner, that's not fair. No. Now, in his world, they pre-plan stories and stuff, but like I have no control over who wins and loses. And if I see someone in a chat really sad because their character keeps losing, that makes me, I'm an emotional dude. That's not my fault, So give a little leeway to your Fed owners. They do a lot to try to give everyone a fair shake, and it's not easy. Everyone's not going to be pleased all the time.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's very good. So, last but not least, before we send you out, before we bring you back for the 2K26 roundtable at the end, advice that you'd want to give to someone either starting in EFED or starting as a player in EFED.
Starting an EFED, um, I would say set your ground rules ahead of time. Like on the GVW Twitter account, pinned at the very top are my rules. Like whether it's your stats, what we do, what we don't do. I say off top, like I control what happens. I can fix anything. If you're not following the rules, I will fix it. And so it's a part of it. And those are the rules I set. If you have a problem with that, that's how it is. So any Fed owner, just set your ground rules because that's going to help leeway any kind of problems that you have in the future.
100%.
For players, be more open minded about the show you're in. As Kyle had said in the chat, like I got him out of his comfort zone. I think I've forced that on just about everybody in my show. Like, what's the extra part to your character? Like, okay, cool, you're a badass. So is 30 other people. What makes you different from them? And those are the things that open your mind to finding that inner part of your character. So just be open minded about what you're doing.
It's good stuff. I mean, it's from experience. I mean, the dude's dealt with it a lot, and we deal with grief. We deal with people bitching. We deal with people moaning. We deal with people praising us. So we get probably a little more bitching and moaning than praising, but
a little bit.
Like I said, we take it seriously, but it's just a game, so take it for what it's worth. It's a form of entertainment, but I go for, especially for pre-produced stuff like you guys do, it's an art form, and we got a lot of respect for what you do, Ben. And once again, I really thank you for coming on. I didn't expect it, but it's a very pleasant surprise. And we'll bring Ben back to talk about some 2K26 stuff here in just a little bit. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome stuff. Great stuff. Now I'm just going to move right into the next one. Keep the ball moving. This guy, me and him, we disagree with a lot of stuff, but we agree with a lot of stuff. He's been doing this for a really long time. He's well-versed in the video game aspect, everything that they've had. He probably will talk a little bit more, but I got 2 videos to play for him. One is a promotional commercial for CPW, and one is for the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast. Hey, I got it right. Here is Odds Cornet stuff.
And I'm over the edge, I'm just breathing, and I'm feeling fine. Tell me it's time to live it up, feeling alive, saying we will rock you, phenomenon, bring it on. We will rock you, feel the heat, hear the sound. We will rock you. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Can you feel it? Phenomenon, it's destiny. Are you ready for it? We will rock you. Phenomenon, bring it on. We will rock you. Feel the heat, hear the sound. We will rock you.
I always get so jealous when people have those promo videos like that with action shots and everything. I have my little slideshows, but I love it. We got some great conversation going in the chat, and this is what I wanted when we do this. Pushing Cal to be darker than he's ever been has been a successful experiment. Ben on both the CAW spec and the roster spec, 100%. I've always been an open-minded person when I joined a company because I'm willing to go out. Yeah, and Brandon, I'll give you props. You've come a long way from what you were in the beginning of this digital wrestling syndicate stuff. Big shout out to you. Being a private in the Army doesn't make you acknowledge as a captain. Just trust your framework and process. Well said. Well said. Yeah, definitely. Great shit from Ben, man. Ace was somewhat of an asshole. Was Ben made the character somewhat acknowledge the fact that he's done some things he's not proud of and learned. Yeah, it's all part of the character. Use it for your history. As a character talent to have to be flexible. Very good point. Not everything is going to go your way. Very good point. Your only concern is whatever character you're working, but is show running an entire roster of people. Exactly. And we're trying to appease everyone on the roster, not just you. It's not all about you. What the same opportunities either make yourself stand out enough for them first or patient to wait. Yeah, you want to be noticed, do something to get noticed. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to our boy Yeti in the chat there. I mean, I don't have too many ways to say it, but this.
Yes, bitch. Ooh, this my song. I'm about to do it for the Yeti, bitch.
For
You
the
better
Yeti.
fuck that
Oh, God.
shit.
For the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Now do it for the Yeti. Do it for the do it for the Yeti. 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 She about to buzz it for the Yeti. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. It's time. She about to buzz it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh God. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. Oh yeah. Do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti. My God. Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Yeti. She gon' do it for the Yeti. Yeti, 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 Yeti. Do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the girl. Do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the girl. Do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the girl. Do it for the skinny girl. Do it for the skinny girl.
I see the motherfucking titties on the Yeti. Okay, nipple rings, I don't think they ready. Getting ready with a passion. No waiting, no relaxing, I'm asking. Baby, don't crab like Sebastian, I'm laughing. That ass in the class that she passing. That ass in my class that my ass never asking. Macking, they say my dog fresh, make it happen. At a bed, lose the panties, trash. Tryna fuck.
I got to give a shout out to the Yeti. Yeti has been, he had his own, I want to give a shout out because what him and Evie used to do, still do, and with face and body morphing back, I can't wait to see what Yeti and Evie cook up for the underground circus. You got titties on the Yeti. Yep. Yeti, everyone loves the Yeti. Everyone loves the Yeti. And do it for me, he says. But the way Yeti, without face scans, and Evie would morph a face and make these crazy characters that you can only find on the underground, it's amazing. Hey, Gav. Gav's still trying to fuck. Great song, great theme song, Yeti. Great hall member of the LTD. Big shout out to you, my friend. Now, talking about podcasts, we talk about what I do in the Get Blaze show. Twitch had one earlier today, and we'll bring him on in a little bit. But Odds, Kyle, Triple Beat, and others do a very, very good job at bringing you information about the 2K games and everything here on the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast. I always call it the Let's Cock Top Your Cock on the pop your cock on the top pod. I don't know. Here.
We are interrupting your regularly scheduled commercial for me. Hello, everybody. I am your commentator, Rods Cornet, and I'm here to talk to you about something that I am very passionate about, the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast. Me, my friend Beetle, and Samurai are doing our own podcast, and it's been going pretty well so far. I've been doing this hobby for 15 years. whether it's call wrestling or digital wrestling, whether it's live shows or edited. And all three of us have our own experiences with this hobby. So we talk about it all. We talk about every nook and cranny of this hobby, as well as we talk about what we want to see in the future games. So if you want to listen to a cool podcast, why don't you check out on the Triple Beat YouTube channel the Let's Talk CAW Shop podcast, or check out my channel and look at the playlist. See you then. Peace.
I love that it says digital wrestling too. It's a term I coined years ago because everyone kept calling it CAW. And I always say CAW is what we do. Digital wrestlers is what we are. We create our wrestlers. So here in digital wrestling is great. Definitely check out their podcast as well. Whenever they do it, it's always great stuff. And now, without further ado, and we'll get right to it, we're going to bring on the man who brought us Carmen Gonzalez. Ladies and germinals, and I'm sure he'll salutations as well. It's the one and only Odds Cornet.
Greetings and salutations.
What's happening, man? How you doing?
Nothing much.
So with you, I know me and you could sit here for 3 hours and talk about this stuff. So I'm going to get right to it. Tell us what's going on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. CPW, you're going on a little bit of a hiatus with the change of the game, right?
Yep, starting June and July. Because CPW has been going strong, and Beetle can clarify, so can anybody that knows me. When I do something, I don't do anything half-ass. I go at it 110 million%. I will run myself ragged. I will run myself physically into the ground in order to do everything. I've been going since 2019 without stopping, instead of, only stopping because of illness.
It's fair.
Other than that, I've been going strong since then. I'm at a point where a friend of mine, Q was at in 2018. I am burnt. So after this season, I am going to take a 7-8 month vacation, 7-8 month break, let me recharge my batteries, come up with newer ideas, and get back on track.
That's smart. I mean, it's smart. I mean, and that's, we talked about it earlier. If you're burnt out or if it's affecting you in real life, take a break. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's going to come back. Odds, you've created a great community for your show and everything. So people will wait for what you bring to the table. And no
doubt about it.
And you've been doing it for a long time. You're very well versed in all this stuff. I got a lot of respect for what you do. I value your opinion, even though we disagree on stuff, which makes good debate, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can't have good debate without disagreement.
Mm-hmm. We could be the Hatfields and the McCoys.
The Cornets and McCoys, I guess. But in all seriousness, now, this is what I really want to know. Your favorite and least favorite thing about e-fedding, your favorite thing about doing it, and what you hate about it.
Oof. My favorite is exactly what Riley touched on earlier. I love working on the show, but what I love the most is seeing the finished product. Mm-hmm. Seeing the product, streaming it, watching the show, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, seeing it live, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and also seeing the reactions. Especially when you get a reaction from a storyline that you knew in your heart was going to get the right reaction, and it did. Man, that's a feeling I can't even express.
Mm-hmm.
That's a feeling I can't express. It's amazing to see the reaction of your audience and that roller coaster that you send them on of that ups and downs, especially with the baby face. The face has their ups and downs, and then when they finally overcome all the odds and they finally win in the end,
Odds fun.
You see the reaction to the audience that's watching, and that feeling is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. So what do you hate?
Good Lord, people that don't get it, people that come in and look at my show and think it's like every other show, and they can just come in and say, well, if this person attacks me, I can come back and run them over with a car. That's not how this works. This show lives in realism.
We're going to be doing every Sunday and frequency. If you hit me up on Discord or something, man, because this guy was one of the guys watching my show, and now he's doing a show with really good production value. So frequency, if you want to hit me up in the DMs and maybe come on one of these Sundays, I'd love to have your thoughts on how you got your shit up and running, because it's phenomenal. So like you were saying, Odds, the two things I like to try to bring out to people is their creativity and their imagination. I mean, that's what makes it so beautiful, is all these different people. And the way I look at it is we're taking a game show, a board game, a video game, and role playing, and we're balling it up into one and making it a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's interactive. The chat matters, and what we're doing matters, and everything matters. And this is probably the most important question that I want to ask you, is because you've been doing this for so long. You've seen the game evolve on what we can do.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen the audience and the crowd that follows this art form grow and grow and grow. What advice do you have for someone who's starting out in Efed as a Efeder runner and as a player?
Good Lord, as an Efed runner, have far more patience than me.
Fair.
I've been doing it almost 16 years. I've been a fan since 2005, 2006 with this. My Lord, going back to, because I went back to one of the first big shows that I saw. My Lord, the production now. Boy, that don't age well.
It makes me want to step my game up, though, when I see all these other shows that are
pre-produced. Now all the shows now. But when it comes to running a Fed, be patient. When it comes to being a part of a Fed, understand what you're getting into.
Yes.
When you're becoming a part of a Fed, understand what you're getting into. Some Feds are not for everybody.
Facts.
Watch the Fed first. Maybe talk to some of the people in the Fed. If you know somebody in the Fed, talk to them. See what the company's like. If that's it, if it's something that you would enjoy, because one of your friends would know you better, would know if you would enjoy this or not.
That's a good point. I mean, the days now from 2017, 18, people really they were hungry for anybody. And oh, you're new to the chat? Here's what's your hashtag? Download. You're on my roster. Those days should be gone.
Yeah.
You're asking for trouble if you're an Efed runner and you're just bringing anybody.
Yeah, and I've said it around 2005, 2015, 2016, 2017. That was around the time where a lot of the Feds that I grew up watching, that I grew up on, some of them that were still around were starting to fall away. They were starting to die off. They were starting to go off and live their own lives and move on. And then it was around that time where you came along, Twitch came along, all these other people came along, and that void, just like in life, that void got quickly filled with something new. Something to make it improve, something to make it move on past the old generation. And hell, some of those old generations that I used to watch, one of them's back now. One of them's back doing it. So in CAW-fedding, you never say you're retiring. You're only taking a vacation. Because you'll get that itch again eventually.
Riley, don't you dare type you're retired and you're not coming back. I see you typing. I'll make you fight if I want to, bitch. I got your wrestler, whether you like it or not. Yeah, see, he was up for it. He was trying. I saw that. But that's fair. And I mean, odds, as much as we are at odds for some things and disagree, that gives people different perspectives. And I really respect how you approach your shows, how you do your shows, and the knowledge that you bring. And I want to give odds credit too, because you weren't afraid to put yourself out there during Gift of Gab and give advice. Tell people, hey, this is great. This you might need work on. This we're doing great. That's phenomenal. Yeah. I love that aspect. I wish more people would, not be afraid to do that.
Yeah, me and Ray, the person that I put his promos in the chat, me and Ray used to watch when I was introducing him to CCL back in the day. Me and him used to talk about the promos all the time. So reviewing those promos is just natural for me because I always want people to improve and I want to give people something that I never got. Yep. I always asked when I started, hey, what can I improve? Hey, what can I improve on promos? Hey, can you listen to my promo? What can I improve on? And I never got anything. I want to give people the constructive criticism that I never got, that I had to learn by trial by fire, pretty much. In my 16 years doing this, I had to try by fire and learn on the fly.
That's how we all get better. I mean, that's
I want to give them something that I never got, which is actual constructive criticism.
Oh my God, Chance! I almost read that differently. You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! And I first looked over, I said, "Did he really type that?"
I mean, if he did, it would have been hilarious as hell.
Yeah, either way, because it's. Yeah, quit giving me credit, Mordrin. Mordrin was always the ultimate bad guy, and I was like, dude, if you want to come back, I want to see you do something I don't know if you can do. Ultimate good guy, and he did. So that's, I mean, test your people. Yeah. See what you can do. Odds, we're gonna definitely bring my man Odds back for the 2K26 conversation, which is very important. But make sure you guys go check out Against All Odds. Subscribe. He does great things. He's going to take a hiatus for a while, but I'm telling you, when this guy puts his mind to something, he'll make it happen, and it'll be great. I'm kind of challenging the 7 to 8 months thing. I think he'll be back before that, but that's up to you. I
have plenty of other things. I have plenty of other things to do. I have plenty of other things that I'm going to be doing on the channel in the meantime.
Yeah, I had to poke the bear a little bit. But I respect that. I think more Efed runners should take a hint from that and say, like, if you're feeling, I mean, Yeti said it in the chat, Chance, other people have said it, every once in a while you get over. I mean, I want to overload as much as I can. When I'm not streaming, you guys know my health is bad. And I'm doing 4 shows a week, plus podcast, plus my NBA podcast. I mean, this is what I do. This is what I love. Is bringing people together. And I'm gonna put as much work as I can. I'm glad to have people like you in the community, Odds.
Yeah, and you can see it on my channel with the amount of stuff that I've done. Go back to Nuclear Winter. That entire stream, I had a bad voice. It went 8 hours. One of the worst decisions of my life.
Yeah, I mean,
I've done streams with pneumonia without realizing it, and double pneumonia without realizing it. I go until I can't go no more.
Yeah. Mordrin's coming back soon with Sacrifice, which is great. Take a break. There's nothing wrong with that, especially for you guys out there, like I've said a million times, that have full-time jobs, maybe have your own gaming channel or have kids, have a wife, all kinds of stuff. I mean, my hat goes off to people out there who are really grinding, that are working full-time, maybe going to school at the same time, and then also running your family and your channel. I mean, props to everybody out there that puts into work. Go fuck yourself, Sasha Payne. No one wants you here. All right, we'll bring you back for the 2K talk.
Definitely.
Thanks for being here. All right. My last guest, He had a talk show earlier today talking about 2K26. We'll get into that a little bit too. He'll be our segue into our talk about that. One of my inspirations when I first started doing this said, seeing a guy go absolutely crazy in commentary, showing passion, showing love for it, and also a guy who's not afraid to stick himself on a live stream to tell people about themselves when they're doing dumb shit. He was a man who always wanted to keep this community together whenever people were only here to divide us. I wasn't one that wanted to step forward at first, but when I saw this community getting divided over and over, I took a little more ownership in it and said, you know what? If I got to be the grandfather of the Efed digital wrestling community, whatever, I want to do it. I'll put myself out there as someone that people can come to. I want my federation to be the hub, to bring all these companies together, send your characters in and let's test them out. My characters don't fight on my show. Sometimes storyline based, but I don't want Blaze to win a title or Sunshine or Shmoo, but they're important characters to maintain in the background. This guy takes a women's Efed, throws in anime, throws in his energy, throws in some amazing story and all kinds of stuff to it. So I got a video he sent me that's going to give you a little better idea what he does, but you have to see it to believe it with this guy. You have to go into the live stream and experience it yourself because the energy levels are unmatched. You know, the commentary is great. And that's something I think that I pride myself in a little bit more. And I'm not an egotistical person, but there's a difference between being egotistical and being confident. I've grown a lot more confidence in my show that I can be heel Blaze, or I can tell people don't do that, do this, that I can issue rules and you're going to follow it, that I can do a raid and everyone comes with me. My voice has become a lot stronger in this community over the last few years. I know it, but this guy's voice has always been strong and he's been doing it for a really long time. We call each other brothers from another mother. We really look kind of alike, though. We look, if you look at us, maybe you see some similarities in how we are. My brother from another mother. But in all seriousness, this dude is one of the ones, when I was in W Youth and people were saying, we want LTD back, I was torn. Judgment gave me a WU company. It was ready to go in WU. I was going to structure it to where the promos and everything that we do on Discord now would be doing WU in Wrestler Unstoppable, which is a Facebook game where you control the things. At the same time, then I saw Pete Wall. Then I saw Twitch. Then I saw PPF. Then I see all these Cowboy John, all these other people doing live streams. Tyler Black, rest in peace. I see all these guys doing 2K and doing, I've used screenshots for LTD way back, but using AI versus AI to bring our Efeds alive? Sign me the fuck up. But I didn't want to jump into it. So John, break down another Efed runner. I watched these guys. I watched how they did their chats. I watched how they structured their companies. I watched everything. And this guy was one who inspired me since day one, is still doing it to this day. Nothing can bring him down. Don't let the negativity bring you down, is what he preaches on a regular basis. Let's take a deeper look at DC Twitch, Dragon Joshi Pro Wrestling.
Chance to make this
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a man whose passion and love for this art form is unmatched. And his representative in the gathering is Yang Xiao Long. The man uses creations from custom creations to anime creations and transforms it into something special. He's been doing it for a really long time and hope he does it for as long as he possibly can. Let's bring on my brother from another mother, the one and only DC Twit in the building. What's up, man?
Hey, Blaze.
Seems like I was just in your chat earlier today talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh man, how about it? Is this fun or what?
Oh yeah, this is, man. I when you invited me last year to do it for the first time, I was like, I was really glad, to have that opportunity,
You're the man that's not afraid to be the voice of the Efed community when it needs. When there's drama is a bad word around here, and we don't want it. And when it's come up, this man has called people out, and he's not afraid to put himself out there. I got a lot of respect for you for doing that. More respect for what you do on your show, because you're so creative and you're so innovative and energy, and that's what we're seeing all through the chat. I mean, it's not just me saying it. Yeah. Everybody's saying it. And it's a fact. And tell us a little bit about, now I know you got a big tournament going on right now, so tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now with Dragon Joshi Pro.
So currently right now we're doing our annual D1 climax. For anybody that watches New Japan, it's quite similar to how New Japan does their the G1 Climax tournament. So that's kind of where I got that from. Stardom, which is also a big inspiration behind my Fed, also has something like that. They also do a similar round robin style tournament. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration for that from.
And it's an all female call show, right?
Yes, it's all female calls. We do have some male wrestlers but we mainly have them be managers. We may occasionally have the men step in the ring once in a while, but we don't go too overboard with it.
No, look, I mean, for people that remember when I started, I was a male only at first, and Susie the Elf had the women and I had the men, and we just sent it to each other. But then the man became too high, and I started realizing half the people in my chat are female. I was like, I gotta accommodate the ladies out there. Yeah. And sure enough, the Battle Queen division took off. But what you've been doing since day one is phenomenal. You've created, like I talked about this with Ben. Creating that heritage, that when you say it's an annual thing, like people look forward to this tournament because you do it every year, and you've been doing it every year. When did you start your Efed?
I started in 2017. So
see, we didn't know each other, but we kind of found this thing around the same time. He started before me, and I started seeing him, and I'm like, man, between what 3 or 4 shows I've saw it, I really want to do this. So this is big. Like what are your favorite things? The thing that really drives you, your favorite thing about being an Efed runner, and what you hate also on the flip side.
So I will say this before I get started into that.
Good.
Honestly, when I first started, I didn't know nobody. I didn't know what I was doing. There was a lot of flack. I was getting a lot of negativity, but Blaze, hearing you, somebody that has more subscribers than me, has more traction than I do, bro, all I got to say is that you are now like the third person to say that who has way more of a bigger following than me. And the thing about it is the fact that I've taken something that I love and I've gotten it to that level where I've got people who have a lot more growth than I do, saying that to me, saying that I inspire them and I motivate them, that up over there just appreciates.
Yeah,
love that,
for
man.
what it's worth, I've said this since day one. Those are just numbers. What you do means a lot more. And whether you have one person in your chat or 100, you gotta just go for it and do what you do. And you have some of the most loyal followers I've ever seen. Like that's your personality. And I mean, and you were doing that. You were going to school and working in Efed and all that at once. Like you were putting in the work and still finding time for this for quite some time. And props to you for everything you've done outside the game too, because you've brought validity to this art form. You know, it's not just press a button and let the games play. It became an art form because of people like you adding the commentary, adding the story, you know, really getting people engulfed in what you're doing. And I'm not knocking anybody who just plays the game and sits there and maybe doesn't commentate and watches. That's fine. Whatever you want to do it. But the way he does it is phenomenal. So I think I know what you don't like about the industry. It's probably the drama and the bullshit.
100%. 100%. I can't stand like I tell you this much about
people are going to want to piss on your prey. People are going if you're good and that means you're good at what you do.
If you good at something, I'm telling you right now, if you're good at something, man, you're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people that's gonna try to knock you down. But the thing about it is, many people say that I'm too nice to a fault because I give people chance after chance after chance, though. But the moment, and I mean this wholeheartedly, especially to all you people who are probably considering starting a Fed, and this is some advice Blaze will tell you, because I've said this multiple times. Keep your circle small. Keep it small. Keep it small. Like my grandfather, it's been it's been 12 years. No, it's been 10 years since he passed away. Grandfather always used to tell me the amount of friends you'll have in a lifetime, you'll be able to count on one hand.
Yeah,
that's the same type of mentality you got to have with your Efed. You got to keep your circle small. Keep your circle small. Reach out to people you know you can trust, because I'm sure you've heard me say this before multiple times, Blaze. When it comes to this community is like politics, man. But this community is cutthroat.
Yeah, it can be. And I mean, that's why I've come up with I've come up with ways to try to weed out the bad seeds before they get in. So people come in and they're like, "Oh, download my guy." Wait, I got to get to know you first. Let me, who are you? You don't even know.
This ain't the early 2010s no more, y'all. This ain't the 2010s no more, though. And when Efeding was still young.
Yep.
When people were just trying to get their name out there.
I will admit I was 100% wrong when I started doing this. I didn't think without looking at someone eye to eye in person, shaking their hand, hugging them, or talking to them that you can't get real connections. I was wrong. I got some of my best friends of my life here in this Efed world that treat me better than people in real life ever do, because and it doesn't come, what we've gained, our following and stuff, isn't from lack of hard work.
Oh no, most definitely not.
So pre-planning and scheduling and, making sure everybody knows when you're live and all this stuff, that all goes into it, man. It's a lot of work. Now, you can do it with less work, but don't expect to get the returns that people like us get if you're not going to put in the work.
Shoot. I got a 20 match card getting ready to get set up, man, in about a month.
You're going to have malfunctions. Look, we've had 2 malfunctions today. You got to deal. You got to roll with the punches. You got to take what this game gives us and morph it. And we're going to get into that a little more now, because we're switching over to what we really got to be talking about. Unless you got something.
I do want to say one more quick thing regarding the good, though, because you asked me about the good.
Sure.
Regarding the good is that, for me, is that the fact that you can establish relationships with people who you will probably never meet face to face, who you probably will never encounter face to face, but the fact that you can build relationships with them, you can talk with them on social media, you can get to know them.
Mhm.
That up over there is in my opinion the most positive thing.
It goes a long way.
Is like the greatest thing about this
I think
community.
that overcomes the bullshit. You know, if you got good people and then it makes it dealing with some of the drama and the assholes that are here to ruin things, or you should run your show this way, or why don't you have my character do this and that, or why can't you do this more? I haven't won in a while. Man, let me give you an example. GPW, Sunshine lost like 20 matches in a row. What am I going to do? Sit there and bitch about it? I got more involved because I know if I get more involved, she got a better chance. But I could also send a signal that if your guy's losing, instead of crying and whining and bitching about it, turn it into your
motivation.
Turn it into
motivation. That's all you got to do.
So instead of being like, you know what, Ben, Sunshine never wins. I quit. I don't even want to be part of GPW. I said, let's turn Sunshine, who's the hippie gypsy fun, into a little more pissed off because she's losing. She's got to change. She's tired of following in her dad's footsteps and she wants to do something different. You know, so evolve your character and do something better with it. It's in your hands. Twitch, it's a role-playing game.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to put in work.
The thing about me though. Yeah, because that's the thing about me though. I'll give you Yang, and Yang could lose 25 times in a row over on LTD. But the thing about it is that I'm not going to get mad because I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm not going to rant and rave at you because the thing about it is I already know. Then I already know that I'm not going to use this for a storyline over here. I use it for a storyline over here. You know, just rebuild her back up.
Yep. So like right now, I was bringing Yang Zhao Long in for the gathering, right? And I had 3 more people. So I brought 2 people in early for this 3-ring circus thing. I had all the intents of bringing Yang and Shulky, but I'd do the puppet storyline. So now I got 3 puppets. 2 of them took Yang and Shulky's spots. So you bet your ass before this transition into the gathering, Yang will be fighting one of them damn puppets to get her revenge.
Yo, the fact that you warned me about downloading the puppet and then I did it anyway, though, man, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen at Danger Zone regarding this puppet, though, because I haven't done nothing yet with the puppets yet. Man, we're gonna have some fun.
I got 3 of them now. They're multiplied.
We're going to have some fun with that puppet at Danger Zone, man.
And I didn't really talk about this with my show, and this is not a rule that anyone has to follow, but I don't allow alts because I have so many people that want to be in it. If I have 4 people that have one person has 4 characters, that's not fair to the other people. So that's just me. And, you know, the puppet is an example of an exception to that rule because that's Hot Fire Rose's character.
Yeah.
She created the puppet, and then I brought the puppet in and let Goddess control it, and I controlled it. And I saw there's 2 other versions. I was like, what if we had 3 puppets? Then it's real, and people love the puppet. You know, people love the head nurse. You know, it's
Nightingale, yeah. Like people love Nightingale. They like, just like so. For the people that don't know, Florence Nightingale was meant to be a joke call though, and then when I put together her move set and then I put her out there and then she just started dog walking people, I was like, yo, I just opened up Pandora's box. Yep. And then it got so bad to the point where nobody wants to face her now, and it's like, sure, well then, you
know, actually that's a props to you because you kind of created and evolved that character and people bought into it. And they follow it, and that goes a long way, man. It goes a long way. Yeah. All right, this is the part we've been waiting for, and I'm going to turn it into our final segment, which is, if you know someone who says this, they probably say it a lot. Nothing wrong with it, but at the end of the day. All right, so for our final segment, we got all 4 of my guests back, and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, the transition between one game to the next. We all talked about how we set up our shows. We're all going to have our own unique way of transitioning into this game. I'll leave that up to the fans to wait and see what happens. So I don't want to give away a lot. We know Riley's coming back. We know Ben has some plans, and they have to produce stuff before they produce it. We know Odds is taking a break.
I'm still going to be playing it.
Yeah, I know. And I'll be in the gathering, doing that while people create. Hashtag wait to create. Because you know that first and second patch might fix things in creations. Heaven forbid you create your whole CAW because you want to do it real quick, and the first patch fixes a bunch of glitches and your data is corrupted with your CAW now. So I get it. People want to hurry up and do it. But these are the two. We could sit here and talk for 5 more hours on every feature in the game. But we're going to concentrate on the 2 things that matter the most for Efeds. And I'm going to pass it to each one of you guys to kind of pick a couple things in these lists that you want to kind of focus on. But real quick, I'll go through some of the improvements that we're getting in 2K26. Some of them are returning features. Odds, I know he's going to correct me if I don't make that a statement, as well as new. So first and foremost, we're now going from 100 costs.
But that would be being pedantic.
Yes. Going from 100 cost slots to 200, we have been asking that for a while, pretty much because the old gen is gone, the new gen can handle it.
Not even for a while. That's been something that's been talked about since the SVR days.
Yeah. And 2,000 custom images obviously correlates with the cost slots. Now, I've said this before, and anybody can do whatever they want. Just knowing computers and software very well, even if it is new gen and PlayStation 5 and it has more, if you fill up all 2,000 images and 200 CAWs, you're probably going to have issues. I'm telling you that right now. So be better safe than sorry. I'm not going to push to a 200. I'm already at 96 and it's too hard to manage. So I'm probably going to do 120. Maybe I'll bring in more manager CAWs and referee CAWs and
Blaze, I already know what you're up over there doing though. This dude, Blaze, I know you ain't trying to copy my whole flow word for word and bar for bar right now, bro.
Now, well, I think a lot of people should do the same. I'm gonna keep my roster about the same, but you're probably gonna see 10 members of the Steel City Committee. Like my security team will have their actual characters be more set. Okay, we got face and body morphing back. Obviously the hair dye, but now we have color blending, which is great.
So what you're saying is, Blaze, that Harvey Gibson will be back.
Oh my God, maybe. Oh God, please. The match types are pretty exciting. Dumpster is
Blaze
just
already has to deal with Radio Rex.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be able to handle both Radio Rex.
I'm not bringing that fucker back. Bro. The dumpster match, pretty much a reskin of a casket match, but a little bit different. The I Quit is interesting. I kind of put that in the category of the last man standing type match too. Like I don't want to use it a lot, but in rarity. Inferno also maybe storyline driven. 3 stages. I was worried at first because if they would follow the footprint of actual WWE, it would have been a regular match.
I was never
count
worried.
any match and a what's the third one? Cage.
Still Cage, yeah, Still Cage.
And I was like, I don't want it to be
I was never worried. That's a classic game mode back in the old days, and I knew what they were gonna do.
That's just me being ignorant of the actual game because I don't play. You, those of you who know, when I get a glitch and I gotta try to get a wrestler back in the ring, I'm struggling.
Oh yeah.
To tell me that all you got to do is win a gauntlet to unlock everything, that don't help me. To tell me you got to go on the island to earn shit, I did roam around the island a little bit, but the new matches are great. Entrance taunts. Last year we got the roaming camera. Now we got taunts where you can make them do face and heel. I've seen some funny videos where guys come out and they go like this. They do the crybaby thing on the way to the ring. And you can set off pyro. So like the D-pad is going to turn into heel move, face move, pyro. So you got this D-pad now while they're coming down to the ring that you can trigger a face reaction, a heel reaction, pyro. I can see a lot of heads using that here and there. I won't use it all the time. I don't like to overdo the camera because at first I was unsteady with that extra camera, and I'm like, I don't want to get people sick. LED barricade support, good and bad. Some movie on the barricade, but you can't put your logo on it too. Hopefully they.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be able to use the stuff that we can use in creative video for Trons. Hopefully we can use those.
That's
for
a
that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe. Moveset sequences. Twitch was talking about this earlier too. Don't put finisher.
Please don't.
Make it
Please
make
Oh,
don't.
for the love of God, please no.
You know, and
I
as
don't know what Blaze and what Bang's gonna do, but you best believe. If you send a call to me, I'm gonna check it.
Every time.
For everyone watching, if your entire moveset is just finishers, congratulations. You're doing the same moveset that a 10-year-old would make.
Yeah, so
And
I
I'm gonna
just
let
think
you guys know this right now. It don't work anymore.
yeah, whenever I get
It never worked in the first place.
Whenever I get a call from someone, the first thing I do is check the personality traits are done. I check the sliders. I check the entrances and
victory.
Yeah,
Oh
a
my
lot
god.
of people
Oh my
never
lord.
goodness.
Seeing the default championship victory pisses me off.
It's so annoying.
How about
That
the
used to
tag
bug
team one? It's zesty. It's zesty.
Those piss me off too.
Yo, that used to bug the hell out
Beetle,
of me.
Beetle, I love you, brother, but he does that too. His championship victories will be default, and then when his characters win a title, I am texting him saying Beetle.
But I get it.
Because I am. He knows it ticks me off.
That goes along with people rushing to finish their call because, like I said earlier,
don't rush.
CM Punk's
Take
my
your time.
entrance. Hit CM Punk entrance, and it just fills in everything. CM Punk, you're done. Nah, take the time to go. We now have generic Tron: red, gold, blue, green. Use them.
Yeah,
please. We don't know yet, and I doubt it. Give us more
or use
generic
the characters that actually have no nameplate on them, like the
Not
Undertaker.
a lot. There's not a lot anymore. My list.
There's not a lot of them, but they're still there.
Yeah, they are there. I wish they would give us more of the elements. You know, the elements that we get to do the shows and stuff. The pop, the lollipop one and give us more elements.
Or give us back the old Trons.
Those are the same elements from 2K19.
Yeah, at least they're still using them.
And trust me, I can finagle them and use different ones and make the show kind of unique. But that's an easy fix, man. That's small files they can add. Now, granted, the last 3 games, when I saw all the devs talk about the game, they did not mention Efeds. This year they did. So I'm not asking for the world. We are less than 5% of the populace that play this game, guys. We are people
to
get
be fair,
so mad. I'm like,
to be fair, THQ brought us up a lot too, but that's a completely different company.
This game is made for the kids with mama's credit card, so they can spend it.
Not really.
Crazy.
Not really. It's built for everybody.
Yeah, but it's not. We have to twist and turn it to make it.
Yeah,
it's made for
the games have always been for every single style of play.
Yes. However,
2K hasn't realized that, and they're just now starting to realize that. Now that
I've said this in the past too.
They figured that out.
As soon as we get either Virtual Basement or UPW Ultra Pro or one of those other ones that have been in production for 3 years, we get a.
Good Lord, what is the update on Virtual Basement anyway?
It's not done. The last thing that they said was they're not giving up on the project, so that's a good thing. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. 2K is probably still going to be the end all be all because we got photorealism.
Oh yeah.
When Fire Pro came out, people were like, Fire Pro's great, Fire Pro's this, and people used it. Yes, the physics behind the matches and stuff and the moves were fantastic in the wrestling psychology, but tiny little weird characters don't sell for me.
Wrestling Code. Y'all completely forgot about Wrestling Code.
Yeah, Wrestling
and there's this game on PlayStation that I still have on my wish list that I don't know if there has been a release date for it yet, but it's called WWM 26 Pro Wrestling Showdown. I have no idea what it's about, but it looks like a wrestling game. It looks like a wrestling game that has like photo realism stuff in it, but I don't. Like I said, there's no real news on it.
We are getting a lot of things that are catering to us a little more in this game. But keep in mind, the last time they loaded a game up with a whole bunch of new shit was 2K20. So now old gen is gone. So I don't think it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna be a biggest problem. But the fact that we have all these new things is a sign in the future. Trust me, the next time we get a big load of stuff that's going to cater to us is going to be after a different game comes out that has a lot of great creations and has tons of creations. Like it or not, AEW Fight Forever, a couple of the things that we have now, 2K saw and said, we can do that better. And they are.
No, people like Brian Williams have been trying to get that, try to stuff that kind of stuff in games for years. And Brian Williams, I believe, was one of the people that worked on that with Ukes over there. I think he was the one that worked with Ukes for Fight Forever.
But I'm happy that we're getting some of the stuff now.
And then he came back to 2K.
As far as universe mode goes on the right-hand side, I'm a little skeptical because, I want to.
Oh,
no. We lost him again.
Damn it.
Dang it.
Damn it. Blaze mentioned 2K20. That's the.
Yo,
he mentioned 2K20. That was the killer.
This man cursed himself though the moment he mentioned 2K20, man.
Damn it, he glitched like 2K20.
This man got hit with the dead housing, bro. Crazy. Dang, man. The moment he mentioned 2K20, it was like, oh.
Yep, that was immediate.
The forbidden game. AI is watching.
He mentioned 2. He mentioned AEW Fight Forever, and he mentioned 2K20. That's the death sentence.
AEW Fight Forever and 2K20. That was it.
You have chosen death.
I don't know if this is anybody else personally, but the build up to this game, I've been getting 2K20 flashbacks to. I don't know if I'm just like overly worried. Like, but I don't think we've seen that much about this game.
Honestly, we've seen quite a lot about it. More so than most years. But I don't know if that's an indignation of 2K itself or
because we have seen a lot in like a very short
or just Stockholm.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I'm more nervous about just what they're not saying because you can clearly tell
I do agree.
Being quiet about something.
Yeah. That Ben is something that I'm actually really worried about.
Because like this whole ringside pass thing is like this is pretty much their biggest thing, and that's the quietest their topic they're on is the ringside pass, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, because the thing about it was Ben was that I actually talked about that on my little stream earlier today, and the thing about it is I was watching one of Assemble's videos because he was talking about it, and then from what Assemble was saying that at the start, the early tiers, it won't cost as much to grind, but as soon as you get to like 30 or 40, it's gonna ramp up. So
is he back?
I'm back.
Yeah,
he's back.
He's back.
Happy days are here again.
I'm ready. All right. I had you guys. I'm like, oh, they're still going good. It's just me. It's not everybody.
We're still alive, pal.
All right. So, as far as universe mode, what I was about to get into it is every year I get hyped about universe mode. I want to let universe mode kind of control my universe a little more. And then I end up just saying, fuck it and do what I do every year, which is universe mode lines up 9 matches for me real nice. Now, Creation Wizard, it's shit. It's everything we already have. They just put it in a pre-thing where you set your universe. We already do it. They just put it a little easier. So the promo.
Yeah, it's streamlining. It's streamlining. It's great. Streamlining gets a bad rap, but streamlining actually is good.
Give me
Like-
copy and paste tag teams in universe and out.
That's streamlining to me.
Yeah, that's
like
all I
every time
really
I play in
want.
play
That's all I
mode, just
really
let me
want.
put it into
If
universe
you make
mode.
the tag
It'll
team
be
outside the
easier.
universe mode,
Sorry.
it should
Yeah.
just automatically be
Yeah.
able to transfer over.
Yeah. So I don't know if we get that. So the cash-ins have improved where you can trigger it during a match, surprise attacks and stuff. And watch show mode, I'm intrigued with. And the fact that I know you guys were talking a little bit about the pass, which I don't want to get into too much because we can get into that next week when we find out more about it. But locking, I mean, I don't want to turn this into a bit session, but locking a bunch of stuff we got for free last year kind of sucks. But we'll work through it. What we do
they
is
did
work.
say it's easier to.
Not for me.
People say it's easier to get higher up on the tier than people think it's going to, but still, it's
still bullshit.
It's still bullshit at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I don't want to really get too much into the past stuff, but the fact that they give us the ability to pay it through, I'm cool with that. I can do that. I can raise some money to buy that out.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Donate a liver.
I'll play devil's advocate for people that work their asses off, that come home and are just like, I can't spend another $70. I just spent a lot of my money that I already have that I wasn't paying on bills to buy the Monday Night Wars edition.
I mean, if you buy the top edition,
why should I have to pay another $70 to raise up the tiers when there's going to be even more tiers later?
I mean, it's $420 average to unlock all 6 tiers. That's $70 each, plus $150 for the top tier game. You end up at the end of the year paying more money than the fucking console.
Yeah.
Which I get it's a money grab, but I mean, I'm not a big gamer, but as far as the other games that have battle passes and stuff, the game's free. You know, they could have done this game for free and just keep adding. Now they're going to make enough money. I don't really want to get too much into that.
But here's a different point. If this wouldn't be a problem if this was the only game for at least 2 years.
Yeah, true.
Because then you would have the ability to grind properly and and be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. By the time it's ready for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, the new game's already coming out.
Yeah, and like last year, there was some weird shit, like a basic T-shirt with a logo on it was locked. It was attached to a wrestler. I get it, but I was staying in Twitch's stream earlier tonight. Why do I got to grind for a Nike T-shirt? I'll upload the logo on Community Creations, stuff like that.
Or the logo and it just
they're locking
the background, upload it.
Locking hairstyles, like that's come on. They can.
Well, for me, a lot of the hairstyles look in 25 looks crappy anyway.
But I'm just saying, if you're gonna add, like
I'm more particular.
We looked at all the 200 new moves, right? But probably over 50% of those moves are locked in Season 1 pass with the AAA players, so
but it looks like you get VC when you get the highest edition, so that improves it a little bit.
To your point, Odds, it's not going to be as bad as people are making it. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's definitely not. It definitely will not be.
But it's way more positive than negative at this point. Now we got to wait till the game comes out and how it plays and everything. I'm sure there will be issues. Don't expect a perfect game. I don't think any of us are.
There is no game in this world that's perfect. Name me one game that's perfect, and I'll call you a liar.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting a lot of things we want. We're getting a lot of things we asked.
Is that a challenge?
He's gonna dig into those old games.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, it's like, I need the teal green chair. I need the purple chair.
Teal green chair.
So it is kind of crazy, but I get it. If you peel aside all the nonsense and talk business, I understand the business aspect of the video game. They're going to rake in a lot of money. I just want a more stable game. That's my number one concern. Mm-hmm. I lost my data completely this year for corrupted data and then moved to PlayStation Login 2. Then I lost Community Creations altogether on PlayStation Login 2.
Yeah, Rally said challenge accepted.
So if I got to do any of that bullshit in this game, that I'll be pissed. Like if we now, from what I understand, we
have
talked.
a repeat of that though.
We talked a little bit about
Perfect wrestling games were mentioned
on Twitch's stream.
Kaboom! Hey, kaboom!
All right. If
perfect wrestling games,
but at the same time, Here Comes the Pain had no commentary, and and No Mercy had one massive bug that you had to replace the cartridge for.
From what
and
I'm
this
hearing,
is the replacement cartridge.
Your
I never knew that until way later. I didn't get mine.
Hold on. Your ringside pass things you unlock does not connect to your save data.
That's BS.
Is what I'm hearing. That's because I heard either Wrestling Shoot or someone was saying if your data's corrupted, your ringside pass stuff is safe.
It better be.
So that's because that's what I'm afraid of. Okay, I pay $420. It's November. Final DLC is done, and my data's corrupted. I just lost $420. But they're saying it's not attached to your save data file.
Yeah, so all you have to do is just re-grab them. What they're saying is if your data gets corrupted and you go back in, all you have to do is just re-grab everything and reclaim everything pretty much. Reclaim everything at the top. At the top, your level stays the same.
I will believe it when I see it.
You don't have
What's probably gonna happen, Blaze, is that in the event something like that does happen, all of the ringside pass stuff will probably be tied directly to your PlayStation account instead.
Yeah, that's
of
what I'm
your
thinking.
data.
That's the only way I can think.
Which, by the way, that's something that's been able to be done for years. It's just 2K finally decided to use it.
They've been doing it for like Honkai Star Rail, Endless Zone Zero, just in case your PlayStation does die. All of like the characters and stuff you got and are literally tied to your account. So all you got to do at that point is once you get a new system or you go on the computer, just log in, and then the stuff will just come back up.
This is where this podcast is going to be really important in the next 3 weeks, because we're going to revisit this next week and talk about, what have you experienced? I'm bringing Totes, Fusion, and Jiggles. They're over in the UK, and we're going to bring Kyle Young on too. And we're going to talk about, like, Totes has some really innovative stuff he wants to do.
Kyle, the podcast trader.
And Kyle will have him talk about it too. But before we go, I just want to go through each of us. And I'm going to start with Ben down on the bottom. And I want you to talk about maybe a couple of the things on this list that either really intrigue you or something you're going to use for GPW, or maybe things you're still kind of worried about. What pick 2 or 3 of on the list and give us your take on it, Ben.
I'm definitely looking forward to wash show mode. Like that seems like something that will help be a better dynamic for what I do. Being able to do like different camera angles that I don't have to worry about like forcing in at all. Like that will definitely help everything. The 200 call slots, just hearing that like gave me ideas of bringing back old CAWs for like either like reunion specials, because I'm about to hit 10 years in this thing, so that'll be something fun to do.
Check your mic cord. It's kind of scratchy. I don't know if you're half flushed or something.
It's always something.
I just want to hear what you have to say. There you go. Oh, you muted it. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not making the noise anymore. I think you got it.
And now?
Anything? Yeah, you're good. Anything else in there that you're intrigued or can't wait to? Or
hair color blending. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to mess with people's hair colors. And
that's going to save so much time.
So much time. I hated dyeing people's hair. I hated it so much.
Tell me about it.
Yo, it was painful.
Dude, I got to make Shifty. Tell me about it.
2K25 probably had like the worst hair dyeing like ever, because it was. That was
okay. So let me throw this out there. It's new, but there might be some issues with it. I don't know.
There will be issues.
I'm hoping not. But like I've even seen people like take black and gray and blend that so it looks like, like aged hair and stuff like that. So there's plus what I saw in the hair blending is you can choose what point to start the blending from, whether it's the roots or maybe towards the end, or you want to blend it half and half. That's incredible. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some of you guys have characters that really love to embellish on the look. Like some of them were called Barbie CAWs. We've heard that out there, where they got the makeup and the big tits and all that stuff, and they got all the gear that's very customized.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the
no.
With the big
we
tits.
even got the big BBL this year. If you watch my other podcast, there is an ass that is
I
humongous.
tried to block that out of my memory, Blaze.
Ben, I actually made a joke about that though earlier. I made a joke about that
anything
myself.
else, Ben, that you want to point out and talk about that you may use or not use? Or
I will say this to players, as cool as it will be to have Inferno matches and dumpster matches, make it make sense if you want them.
Amen.
Make it make sense.
Amen to that.
I really don't think you should be having an Inferno match if none of you deal in that kind of stuff. It's just saying. I mean, do what you want, but if you want it to make sense, do it right.
Trust me, I'm telling you right now, within the first 2 months, there will be an Inferno championship on someone's show.
Uh-huh.
It's all Inferno matches.
Yours. Yours. Yeah, exactly, yours. You did that on purpose. Blaze.
I mean, same thing with the underground matches.
It's speaking something into the. He's speaking something into the world.
It's a unique match that I think deserves individualism, like Ben was kind of pointing towards. If you have two lucky go happy like Sunshine Marigold in a fucking Inferno match, it makes no sense unless she's fighting a demon or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the thing about it is, Blaze, is that for your Fed, it would work. It would make sense.
Yeah,
100%.
Even though we're still in 2026, we're still pre-apocalyptic,
Yeah,
and the world is falling apart.
So like, all right, you doing something like that, then that's like you doing something like that. You making a championship specifically for the Inferno match would work because of the setting of your fan.
My first concern, they dispelled my first concern right off the bat. Being able to get out of the ring, the fire goes down, and you can grab a weapon. That's dope as hell. Like that is like, because I'm like, oh, there's going to be fire, so it's just a no exit match. It's not going to do anything, But they show burns on their skin after the match. The guy with the fire extinguisher comes out.
Oh no! I knew. Inferno matches were there before. I'm
a baby. I've never.
Yeah, I was
an Inferno
when I saw Inferno matches back. I'm like, oh, here we go, baby. Yep. We don't have the parents complaining about people being on fire at the end of the matches anymore. Yeah, baby, we're back.
But I mean, here's the question. We
got
to ask this question because we deal with for 8 years now announce tables that are never broken by AI. So my first question is, stacking tables is great. Will the AI do it?
I'm going to answer that question for you right now, Blaze. The answer is no.
The Inferno match. No. Hopefully the AI will be smart enough to go outside and get a weapon, and you do see that, or maybe they stay in the ring the whole time. I don't know.
Depending on how you, depending on how you adjust the sliders for that particular call, they may slide out the ring and they may go grab a weapon.
Because I do. I mean,
we're gonna find out.
I said this on my podcast the other day. I'm kind of hoping some of the game and player sliders are the same. I don't want overhaul completely on that because I know rollout frequency helps them stay in the ring. So I have everybody at 15. I know that personality trait for aggressiveness, take it all the way to the other side and they stay in the ring more. Like,
and that's what I started doing because of you. I started for AI sliders. I used for 15 for ring escape and instant recovery.
Yep, and it helps. So we'll find out. Those will be the things that we'll dive deeper in next week and the following week because we'll have a game to actually reference. Ben, is there anything else in here that you want to point out?
No, not really. I think the Creation Wizard's going to be bogus, and promos, like, we'll see, because I tried with 25 and they go too fast to really do anything with. So outside of that, no.
But like watch show mode is nice, but to me, the way I'm manipulating universe mode right now is I like that the match card pauses at the end. because then I can play a commercial. I can bring someone on to do a promo. I can play an audio promo or something. You know what I mean? It's like watch show mode. From what I understand, match 1's over. Here's match 2.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I guess, like, especially because since we do things differently, like I'm gonna end up recording anything anyway, and I'll be able to cut and paste where I need to. For the most part, but no, I completely understand that concern.
But I want watch mode, but I'm happy for watch show mode because that is the prerequisite to the sandbox that we're going to get in 27 or 28 or 29, which is what I really want, which is match promo here. I'm going to put this cutscene here. I'm going to put this promo here, backstage interview here, another match, then cut to me, stuff like that. Like I can literally puzzle piece my show together. Like right now it's close, but the cutscenes aren't they don't even always trigger right, and stuff. So it's
just recently, cutscene, the whole audio played, but it was completely black screen.
Yeah. Even the promos. I was excited about promos coming back last year. I was like, gift a gab. I'm going to use you in the ring and I'm going to play your promo, but it didn't work because it didn't correlate. I couldn't get the promos to play. But then there's people like SJ Ray, shout out to her, who used that, recorded it, and used it as a promo. Like I was like, what? She downloaded my ring, recorded her coming down to the ring, doing the promo, and then put her audio to it. And I was like, holy shit, I wish I had 50 of them. But that's a lot of work too. So Odds, what about you? Things out of these lists that you're really looking forward to whenever you make your comeback?
The matches, the creation. People seeing CPW would notice one thing. I haven't used a casket match yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As what was said before, it's all about who, what, when, where, and how.
Yep. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
That's a good one. That's a good.
So when it comes to creations, I'm just looking to get back into making cause again, just for at that point my own personal use. But then depending on how the battle pass goes, 26 may be the home of CPW if that's the case.
Yep.
Depending instead of 27.
Hell yeah.
Always have to have a backup plan.
What about you, Riley? Is anything jogging? Like when you make your comeback, is anything on these lists that you're like, yep, that's going to help me with what I want to do with my company when I come back?
So there's two things about the new game that has really intrigued me. One you don't have on the list that I think will really help you and will help all live shows going forward. And that's in universe. There's something on the pause menu that triggers the AI.
Wrap up match.
Wrap up.
Yeah, wrap up. Yep.
Taking it home.
Wrap up. Yeah,
literally, that will help you exponentially if it works properly.
Yeah.
Because there are matches I've watched a Blaze stream and they're stuck somewhere or they're not.
I've seen matches like that too. I can't name names, but I have stories.
Maybe there's even that might even help some matches. They're just impossible to watch because they're long as hell. Maybe Hell in a Cell gets better. Maybe ladder matches get better, all because of the wrap-up function.
So what I saw when I saw an actual use of that, what it does, what they explained it is, when you hit wrap-up match, it immediately drains all the energy from both characters, whoever's fighting, all the way down. All their power is gone. So whoever hits the next big move should win the match. And they showed it.
It's basically like a toss-up, pretty much.
Yeah, and it didn't work right away, which I like. I don't want it to happen right away. It was just like they kept fighting, but you could tell they were exhausted. And then one hit maybe a signature, and then the finisher from the other one ended it right there. Like it was within 30 seconds, the match was over. Now, to Riley's question, we've had based on how you have the custom match set up, maybe a tag match lasts forever, or there's remember the glitch in the environmental finishing matches, ambulance and casket, and they would never end. So after one of our patches, let's say it was patch 11, if you did a casket or an ambulance match, they never ended.
Yeah.
If that's a glitch, it's a major glitch. I don't think wrap-up match is going to fix.
I think one of those matches is still going on.
Yeah, but then they put out a patch and fixed it. But those are concerns that we're going to have. Anything else on the list, Riley?
as a pro wrestler, I like the moveset improvements. Match sequences, as worried as we are about them, it can give light to like it can really grow our creativity. When I used to put together my moveset, I had in my mind this move happens, then this move happens, then this move happens. And we could finally get that. Yes, maybe it's used for spam, which like I'm not too concerned about, because from what I've seen of the move sequence is it's all based in your moveset itself. You're not picking an RKO, a super cutter, and a Canadian destroyer that aren't even in your moveset. It's not an addition to your moveset. It's playing with your moveset and playing with the AI to tell the AI basically, hey, when this happens, make sure this and this happens. So I'm excited. It's gonna bring a little bit more realism. It will give kind of like a super indie feel to some of the matches. If you
or whatever type of feel you want, honestly.
So we're getting quality of life improvements with match philosophy. Number one that I've seen, and I don't know if it's going to trigger this too. At the beginning of a match, a player can press a button and you get the handshake, or you get some kind of action at the beginning of the match. So
that's coming back from SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
The second one I saw is, and they admitted it was from AEW, A Fight Forever, and it might have been in a game before, odds. I'm just saying it triggered it. When you do a collar and elbow tie up, now you can push them back against the ropes. It's more real. Like right now, a collar and elbow tie up always ends in a move.
The carbon elbow tie up was in the games previously, but I don't remember those sequences ever going towards the ropes.
So
it
now
did.
You can push,
2K19.
So now you can push them to a corner.
Damn it! I forgot about that.
You can
with how long I've been, I was on 2K19.
So we're gonna go back to the game,
and that's a shame for me because I was on 2K19 for like 5 years.
So two things real quick, and I'm glad you brought that up. Number one, when I set up Blaze McCoy's moveset, and I found this by signature one, a lot of time leads to finisher one. So it's correlation. This is kind of like a sequence that we've already had built in. So for a lot of times, Blaze will get you in the fireman's carry cutter, which is the burner. And as soon as he hits the burner, he stands there ready to hit the hook, line, and sinker. Like the game's already programmed a majority of the time that if you hit your signature one, and that's why I would go through people's moveset and I'm like, your signature one is a pinning move. Your finisher one is a pinning move. You kind of want the signature one to not be a pinning move because it will set up your finisher one. Now, you can do it however you want, but that's just what made me think of the correlation of one move going to another in those sequences. Now, let me ask you guys this, and this is for the chat too. In 25, we had in your move set, you can set frequency. I want this move used frequent. I want this one sometimes. I want this one majority of the time. Did any of you guys really tweak and use that a lot? I didn't.
Yes,
I did.
Yes,
I did. Yeah.
And did you notice it in your shows?
Yes,
that it was working.
Yeah, I saw it with other people's shows because giants like Freedom's Reign that's 470 pounds didn't decide I'm going to try to be a cruiserweight and go to the top rope and dive on my opponent today.
Yeah.
We got springboards from 800 pounders and stuff. I mean, to me, before we go on, the morphing is big for me because I can't wait to see how people do the.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Design your characters, because even in my Blaze design, there was tweaks. I wanted his legs to be a little smaller because Blaze skipped leg day. He's all Brock Lesnar's upper body, but he doesn't do any kicks. I had you. Here's a advice to everybody: give your wrestler a weakness. No one does that. They want to be impenetrable. They want to be, get all the best moves and be the best. No, give your character a weakness.
You know who also does that? Actual pro wrestlers.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Think about our strengths and weaknesses too.
Yeah. So Riley, is there anything else on the list you want to pull out? And
the entrance taunts are a little intriguing to me because again, I've done an actual wrestling entrance and there is spontaneity to it. It is like, it's not as, I don't think it'll be as spontaneous as like, say, I do my entrance because I feed off the crowd. I'll look straight in the eyes of someone and laugh in their face. But just to get that little bit extra of entrance taunts, I do hope it's more than just hey or boo hoo hoo.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope you
wonder
can
if it's in the move.
tweak them.
I wonder if it's in the move set in your taunts, and you can pick entrance taunts. That would be
so.
nice.
That would be useful.
Hope so.
That
or
would be
it'll
useful.
be an absolute useless feature.
Well, here's
if
the way to look
just
at it
the
too.
Same taunts.
This list here is our gateway to what we really want in the future, right? So maybe they give us that this year where you get 3 or 4 and that's all you get, but next year we do get it in the move set where you can customize. So I'm taking the good with the bad. These are signs for the future that are going to be good for us. All right, Twitch, what about you, man? What's sticking out on the list that you're saying that's Dragon Joshi Pro? I'm using it.
The main thing that sticks out for me is going to be both the face and body morphing and the hair color blending. Just like how I mentioned earlier about how 2K25, about the hair color blending just being complete and utter trash. But this is going to make things a lot more easier for me, especially for any new creations I decide to bring in for next season. But yeah, those right there are like the two main things that really stand out for me. I already the dumpster match, the I Quit match, Inferno of 3 Stages of Hell. You guys had already said make it make sense. So I really don't have to go into detail about that. But it's mainly the face and body morphing and the hair color blending that stand out for me.
Ben, what was the one thing that you said that wasn't on the list that you brought up?
I don't think I brought up anything extra.
Was it? I thought you were the
It
one
was
that
me.
said.
I thought it was
I
Robin.
said
Which one was it?
It was the wrap up feature.
Okay, yeah, wrap up.
Yeah,
I'm just making notes so I can improve the list for next week.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to put on this list
Which
too,
I think is a part of the watch show mode.
Yeah,
true.
That's what it is.
But I'll put it right below it so I make sure we talk about it going forward and see how it works because I want to revisit these things. The one thing that's not on the list I want to add too is the scrapyard. The scrapyard is pretty impressive. Like last year we got that all the old WrestleMania signs and all that, and they fought in there. The scrapyard thing has so many interactive features to it. Like you can almost pick up and play with anything. Plus, it's like a mini world. I've always said for the last
that
2
and
years,
all the segments you can do in that.
Yeah, like for people like Ben and people that are pre-recording, that scrapyard
Like
can
me,
be
all the segments, all the ideas.
But here's
here's
my question. We've had backstage segments. You have the ability, if you're playing, to shove the door in their face and shit. AI never did that shit. Will the AI do all these extra things that the scrapyard gives us? That's going to be the question again. But the look of the scrapyard and all the stuff in it is pretty cool. Like I've always said, even once Fortnite started to blow up, and I was thinking, man, just think if we had an open world wrestling game. I know the island is part of it, but here's my vision: Efed Island. You're on the island as Blaze, the showrunner, and I run around to go to this venue and then pick the match card and let the match card, like there is so many ideas I can think of that if these features lead to that, Efed Island, are you kidding me? All custom stuff. You create your own island and then go back to, some of these games where, Roblox and shit, where you're building shit. What if you can build your own world for your Efed? Here's like, you guys remember Moon City, right? When I did the moon thing and I showed that map and you had can you imagine having a map you can mold to your Efed? Like that's where I'm looking in the future for this shit. If we get to that point, watch the fuck out. That's incredible. Is there anything else, Twitch, from the list? The morphing and the blending is going to be big to individualize characters. So, because you get people like I get 3 or 4 people, the CAWs look the same. Default CAW, number 1, 2, and 3. Use the same face, use basic gear. Now,
don't get that conversation started.
And that's on the showrunner though, and it's on me for letting that happen. I did that. I'm gonna use the Beast earlier. I didn't even like his name, the way he looked. He was basic. I mean, and shout out to Beast. I'm sorry, I've said this before. He's 12. Dude is 12 years old.
Yeah, with people that are 12, you give a little bit of a give a little bit of
But
leeway.
he's really good at what he does. He does a great show, and I'm giving him
Well,
props.
yeah.
I watched it, so I kind of
Well, yeah,
my age
well, yeah,
requirement.
but a lot of Efed owners, it's surprising to know a lot of Efed owners started at 12.
Yeah, but
That's why later on, that's why Efeding got a lot of stuff for being drama filled for a while because there was a bunch of teenager
my
owners.
is if you get 2 or 3 that look the same, just jump into the DMs and talk to the guy about changing him. What do you want? What let's evolve your character. Let's make him a little more dynamic. Like sell it to them. I'm a salesman. I've been in my whole life. I go to a couple characters and go, hey, I got 4 people that already have the fucking spear as their finisher. Let's get creative and do something different. And most people are willing to work with you if you approach them that way. And you want your characters. Now with 96, people are going to have the same finishers. I get it. So I say this variation of the jackhammer as opposed to his variation of the jackhammer. You can sell it. But to me,
if you know people that are really good at CAW creating, just ask them for help.
True. That goes way back to what we talked about at the beginning. Don't be afraid to reach out. And that's communication between showrunner and player and showrunner. If you build that rapport, you'll have less problems, you'll have more individuality, and you'll have more of a dynamic Efed. So I don't want to go on too much longer. I want to thank each of these guys for joining me. You guys are amazing.
No problem.
Now, when we do the final show at the end of the month, it's open for all you guys. So if you want to come back on the 29th, it's going to be I was talking to Monstar. We were brainstorming. He goes, instead of a game show, why don't you give like a 6, 7, 8 minute time limit? Bring random people in and let them shoot the shit for 6, 7.
Because the game show worked so well.
That was my fault.
You're just pissed because you lost.
So salty, man.
If we're gonna blame someone,
it's more pissing with Blaze. Like I
wouldn't blame him if I didn't know he can take it. That was my inside guy to get all the answers that I went.
And I blame him just as much as anybody else.
I said, is this answer right? Is that answer right? And I used Google and AI to find the answers. And some of them were wrong, but it was the fun behind it. I want to be a game show host. That's what I love to do. And that's why I kind of treated like this, that too. I'll be the host.
Blaze on TV one day though, man. He gonna be in charge of Jeopardy, y'all.
I would love if I ever come up with a really good game show idea, it'll be a constant thing on my channel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I already do it with Game Night, kind of in the Efed world. If I could come up, WrestleSense may come back as a game show. I've always kept that in the back of my head. A wrestling game show.
That'd be interesting.
Who out there is doing a wrestling game show weekly or monthly? So it could be trivia, it could be anything. So my wrestling
trivia, that could be Riley's rematch.
Riley did with the casino style, so you did kind of, and going back into the old games to do it too. So I appreciate that. So make sure you guys check out all 4 of these guys. We're gonna hopefully see some of them come back whenever we do on the 29th. Next week we have. I meant to put these up here. So
I'm sorry, Blaze. I'm sorry, Blaze.
No, go ahead.
I will say this one thing to everybody. If you guys want to send a female call to me, you guys can go to my channel and leave a comment somewhere. Reach out to Blaze. Blaze will let me know. Just I got a list right now. So and spots are open. So
by all means, I know Odds is taking a break. I don't know if Ben is hiring or not. I'll be right now. GPW is exclusive. It's not easy to get in there, so you got to be good. You got to be well known. So I don't know if you're open to spots, you're full or what. Ben, but
no, right now we're pretty much full because again, I like to know where I'm going with people, and I don't want to waste anyone's time. I don't want to bring them in and they just do regular matches and got nothing involved.
But here's the thing. Go to the shows. Get involved. You never know. If they keep seeing your name there every show and a spot does open, that's the type of person we want. And I think I speak for all 5 of us that those that are the most interactive should get the shine. Like, I don't have control of the end, but if you notice, people that are showing up, they're booking their own matches in roulette. They're doing they're the ones that are going to get most of the shine because they're the most active. That's only fair. So, and if we don't see you for a few months, I just drop your call. Nothing personal. You can always come back if you come available again. But if I don't see you or hear from you for over a month, that's basically job abandonment to me. And I get it.
Yeah.
You're busy and all that, but we are trying to accommodate to those that are the most interactive as well.
Exactly.
So, so for Ben, Odds, Twitch, and Riley, I thank you all for being a part of the first summit this year. Next week, we have Totes Magoats, who's doing really cool stuff with his creations and his federation. Kyle Young will be back to talk about Second City Dojo and his plans. And for the first time, we got from the UK, Jiggles and Fusion, Beyond Your Soul, who had a show earlier today, will be on as well. The following week, this one's going to be fun. This one I had a little extra thing we're going to talk about, which is heroes and villains. We're going to talk a little bit more about playing the role of the good guy, bad guy, playing the role of the heel, the face, or the hero, or the villain.
The heel is my favorite.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: some feds, they have a whole shitload of heels, and they need good guys, and some vice versa. So,
and good guys are the hardest to try to pull off correctly.
And the way I run my company is pretty much everyone's a tweener, and you control which way you lean. Pun intended, leaning towards death. So if you want to lean more towards the bad or good guy, that's based on the Dungeons and Dragons aspect. That's your roll of the dice. That's your creativity. You tell me where your character's going. So we're going to bring on Count Z. We're going to bring on Vince McSham, Mordrin, and Triple Beat to talk about.
I think I know that Triple Beat guy.
Yeah, the game, as well as heroes and villains. On our fourth one, Atticus and Kelly. Now they're together. They're 2 different shows, but their shows interact. So that'll be fun to pick their brain a little more. And Solo Season, who runs a very unique universe too, with tons of interaction. Now, possibly a fourth. I might add another one here. I'm not sure yet. But based on what we have to talk about, I don't want all of them to be 3 hours. Part of that's on me. I was hoping to keep them around 2, but we had a lot of great conversation, great talk. And when that happens, that's always a good thing. And then on the 29th, I plan on bringing on Sean Shamrock has been invited, Brandon Bones and Beast, who do shows, Lord Amadeus or REWF, Mrs. U-Taker, Tiny, who does Angelita, and that's Hell's Gate as well. So it's going to be kind of an open forum. We'll bring those in. Everyone will have like 5, 6, 7 minutes once again to come on and just talk about their stuff, and then we'll have the open forum about the game as well. So for each and every one of my guests and everybody in the chat, thanks for being a part of the show. If you're watching the replay, leave me a comment so I know you stopped by. What are you looking forward to in 2K26, and who are your feds out there that you like to use? So Odds, final word. Good. Very good. Awesome. Ben, any final thoughts?
Have fun. Don't take it too personally. Let's beat some people up.
Yeah, fights is what we do. When I used to do wrestling,
and at the end of the day,
one of the wrestlers come on and he goes, "You know what? I really like how when you do your Efed stuff, you don't call it. You never, even when we did the Wrestle Sense or the Efed, he's like, you don't call it wrestling matches. You always refer to them as fights." I said, "Yeah, because that's what I want. I want fights. It's not always a wrestling match. It's a fight. Like, we're in a pre-apocalyptic world where you're fighting for your lives and your families and putting food on a table. It's a fight. These are gladiators of the world." That's how I look at it. Riley, final words.
Can you hear it?
Beep, beep, beep. It's a Matt Storm joke. If you're doing a promo, make sure your smoke detector has a battery in it. Matt Storm, for those who don't know, started his promo out.
Yes.
Can you hear it? And he had no idea. Every minute you hear. So I told Matt Storm, I was like, listen, dude, if I were you,
Honestly, when I heard that promo, I thought somebody in the background was going down a
I thought
basketball
he was
court.
talking about the beep when he mentioned it the first time.
I
thought he was going to be like,
I was like, what here? What?
Do you
And
hear
then I
it?
heard the beep. I was like, what?
And
When I was listening to it, I'm like, who's playing basketball in the background?
I thought the promo was going to be, that's a smoke detector. And where there's smoke, there's fire, or something. And I was like, dude, you need to use that for your character because we're going to make fun of it for months. You might as well turn Matt Storm.
Years.
You might as well turn him into a smoke detector salesman or a fireman and make it your fucking gimmick.
No, make it someone's pulse.
That's what I said. Lean into it, bro.
The person that's doing that smoke detector in the background, I appreciate you.
That was great.
I said,
Yeah,
can you hear it?
You started it.
Matt keeping strong.
Is there real? Where's that coming? Someone playing? What is that?
Yeah, that's coming from someone's smoke detector. That's from someone's smoke detector.
Riley,
Either that or someone playing a
Riley.
YouTube video
Yeah, someone found
where
it.
they got when they got the
Someone
low
found a
battery
sound
smoke
effect.
detector sound.
Hey, you guys are awesome. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome. I love you. I'll see you next Sunday. Tuesday, we're back with more LTD. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, people. We'll see you in the streams. And I know it's not the Get Blaze podcast, but y'all got Blaze. We're out of here, folks. See you next time.
See ya.
Later.
Hey, if you guys want, I just put a link in the channel. Citizen Monk is live. We can go raid him on the way out if you want. If you still want more digital wrestling action, pop over to Citizen Monk. Click on that link, #BlazeRaid. Let's keep the fun going.